Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
We're
I got like
Sorry,
3
Carrie.
sticks of chapstick in like a box this big today. I'm like, what? So yeah, that's a big diode you got there.
Oh yeah.
Oi! Welcome to the Arcade Hangout.
Come on, people. On topic.
Yep.
Yeah. We were talking diodes.
I know.
And arcade stuff.
Totally. And wax.
How sarcastic.
Wax and diodes. I don't think we can make that sexual though. Is that
No, there's no way. There's no way we could
Okay,
match
so then we
it.
can't even talk about it on the show because we can't make it into.
Yeah, no.
Wax,
We could
wax.
there's no double entendre, nothing.
Yeah.
No.
Damn.
Is it through
No,
hole?
I know. Yeah.
Wax my diode.
Okay, that works.
Baby. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Cap,
my God.
get it. Yes.
Oh my God, there's something that Gak would never scream
Turn
out.
onward.
Yeah.
I got a boner.
Melt that solder. Oh,
Yeah, you're right.
Suck it up. Yeah. Suck it up. Yeah.
I think this is where a perfect segue into our legal disclaimer. If Jim is
Oh, yeah.
With the-
Jimbo, where are you? Put the
put the salad and the mojito down.
put the
I know. Okay, I'm about to
SpaghettiOs
start
back in the
eating, too.
microwave. Put the tombstone pizza back in the oven and get over here. Anyway, welcome to the Arcade Hangout, America's favorite longest lasting live arcade podcast. We have a disclaimer, but our sound guy is on vacation right now. And he should be back within the hour, I hope. To play the, I think a different disclaimer, right? Doesn't he have a few?
I believe, yeah, that we recorded a few of them.
Okay.
With perhaps more in the hopper. In the hopper.
Yes. More in the hop.
Yeah.
Get to the hopper.
My God, remember that series of commercials? Crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna.
Yes.
I'm not gonna wait for the disclaimer to start eating my dinner.
Yeah. So disclaimer's coming, everybody. So anyway, welcome to the Arcade Hangout. We're a group of friends that like to get together once a week, talk about arcade games. We're gonna talk about Endgame. So if you have not seen Endgame, get the fuck out of here.
Right. But they have a little while. So people can enjoy for a little while.
Yeah,
and we're going to ruin the Mist.
Oh, and
also.
the Mist too, but that's like a 10-year-old movie or something like that. We're gonna talk about how much Carrie hated it.
Some people are busy. I didn't say that I hated it at all.
Okay, we're gonna get Carrie's lowdown on it.
Yeah, there we go.
Maybe she liked parts of it. We'll see. We'll get Carrie's full review. I got a little bit of arcade news. Andrew, our 34K has a little bit of arcade news. Both are probably from E3. Mine's from E3, so yours is from E3.
Mine's around E3, yeah.
Yeah, but it is arcade related. And so we'll hit those topics.
What's E3?
Electronic Expo. It's in LA, and I used to go to every year. But the friend I used to go with moved away, and he's the one that got me in pretty much because he worked for a company where he could get tickets, so we could go. I mean, you can just go if you want to go, but it costs like I think $200 or $300. So, and that's not worth it for that, especially when they make a lot of things.
Wax your diode for that?
Oh, yeah, I wish they should, because a lot of things you can't even see unless you are real press. You know, they have stuff for like the people that go in there and they can look at. And supposedly everybody that goes that gets in free is connected to video game world in some fashion. Like either you work at GameStop or you've got a YouTube channel that's got more than 5 viewers. You got a blog.
There goes
you got something on Reddit. Yeah, I know. I don't know if we'd
never
our low people. Yeah, they probably wouldn't be able to get in. They actually, you have to submit it and apply, and then there's a person will get your application and they'll look your shit up and see if you're legit or not, you know, and then you get either a pass or fail basically, and whether you can go or not.
I think we found our new model for Grinkers.
There you go. Yeah, pass fail essay.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, I remember
100 essays.
I remember the application has stuff like, you know, like what do you do in the game industry? what professional, section are you in? Are you entertainment or are you a developer? If you work for a video game company, you should be able to get in, that kind of thing.
Deodorant, antiperspirant, none of the
Yeah.
above.
Some do, some don't.
None of the above.
It's amazing
They're
how many
rejected.
people don't wear deodorant that go there. They smell like they came right out of their mother's basement. Even though there's no basements in California, they must come from one.
Crawled out
You're
from
going to
underneath
say
the house
womb, and I'm like, what's the smell of afterbirth? Because I don't think I want to know that.
Like a lot of people that live at home, they live in their mom's basement. Well, that's the kind of a lot of people that are there that are like that. Not everybody, just a few, You can tell there's a few because they don't wash their hair.
What was that? Was that the Arcade Outsiders thing? Was it the Stinky Unicorn, or was that that was a Clov thing?
Oh,
Or maybe the ass hats, but yeah, the Stinky Unicorn at CAX.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I think that some of the smells.
Yeah.
But no. I mean, it's a very diverse mix of people there, and some people are cool and stuff. But
It's a trade show.
It's a trade show, yes, and you get to see the new games that they're working on, and it's kind of cool because you can meet some of the developers sometimes. And I've chatted with some people in the industry, like Tommy Tallarico, who's actually coming out with the Intellivision, his version of Intellivision. He got the rights to Intellivision. I mean, his system's so newish. I don't even know why he had to get the rights to Intellivision. I think he almost could have just started building this from scratch. I mean, I think it's different enough, but maybe they're going to have Intellivision games on it. I don't know. But I know it's not going to be online play. It's all going to be local play. They're trying to bring something to the table where you want to have friends come over again and play as a group. Excuse me. So they're going to have things where stuff's on your controller. So if you play a card game, your cards are in your hand, that kind of a thing. I know, weird, right? Why don't you just play cards at that point?
Yeah. It's works so well for the movie industry.
Yeah, I don't know.
People are really getting off their couches and going to the movie theater nowadays.
Yeah. So it's tough enough to get friends over and play, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna wait to pass judgment after I want to play it. I want to see it. I like Tommy Tallarico. He's actually one of the nicest guys I've met at E3. A couple times actually I've met him. But yeah, a few developers are real cool to talk to, and you can ask them questions and things, and that's kind of neat. But yeah, so yeah, E3. So we got a couple arcade things related to that. So I don't know if we want to talk about that now or later or what. What do you think, Andrew?
Sure.
Unless anybody else has something to talk about right away.
Get the news out of the way.
Yeah, get the news out of the way. I got just a few items. So, One Up, our favorite arcade cabinet company.
Wow.
You know who you are. The makers of
America's longest running arcade joke.
Yeah. $300 pressed cardboard arcade machine that doesn't even have a light up marquee. Yes, they are coming out with, someone's already saying it in chat. Coming out with a Turtles 4-player system, $350. It's going to come with Turtles, the Ninja Turtles, video game, and the Turtles in Time. But that's it. It's only two games. It'd be nice. I would wish they would have put other things on it, like maybe Simpsons or
a Konami thing.
Yeah, do the Sunset
X-Men.
Riders, X-Men. You can do a lot of cool things with that. But no, they're just going to do those 2 games. They're also going to put out another arcade fighter, like their Street Fighter. This one's going to be based on the Marvel universe, so it's all the Marvel games. So you're getting the one where you fight Thanos, Marvel superheroes. It's going to have Punisher, which is a beat 'em up. It's not a fighter really. And let's see, the other one is X-Men: Children of the Atom will be on it. I think that's it. But anyway, so that's coming out. So people love that stuff. Another interesting arcade cabinet by a different company is coming out, and this is the weird one. It's by a company called At Games, and they're notorious for putting out garbage. They're the ones that make the really bad Genesis home minis that not the Genesis mini that's coming out that's awesome, made by quality. They're the ones that you see that you'll be inside a Target and you'll see a Genesis system there, and it has like 40 games or something, but they're supposed to be emulated horribly.
Like all built into a controller.
Yeah,
and
or
just
what?
plug it
Yeah,
back into
those type of
TV.
things.
Yeah,
Or maybe a little system,
right.
But the emulation's horrible. If you ever check YouTube videos, you can see that the sounds on them and stuff are just ghastly. But anyway, they're coming out with an arcade cabinet. It's going to have 350 games on it with 2 joysticks, and some of the games on it I thought were interesting. They're putting Asteroids. What is it that? Let's see. Oh, Burger Time, Star Wars, which is
With
the
a
vector
joystick?
game. Yeah, with a joystick. I mean, how are they going to do that? Oh, it does have a trackball in the middle, so maybe they control it with the trackball. I don't know. You can do that. That's how I do it on my
Yeah.
main cabinet. It's not the same. That's too hard. You got to have instant reflex for
Totally like the arcade game.
the
Yep.
higher levels. You have to be really quick to get into those little.
Yeah, it's hard enough
slots.
with the yoke, let alone.
Oh, I know, right? Because there's little teeny holes to be able to get to fly
Yeah.
through. You got to get there instantly,
Mhm.
and then you got to get to the next one instantly.
Yeah,
so
you'd be
whatever.
like down right, and then
Then all the way up at the top,
and then
Yeah.
not quite all the way down to the right.
middle. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so hard.
Fucked up.
Jeff C's really good at it because I think he owned it. So I watched him play. He's really good at that game. Anyway, what's that the caveman ninja game? It was called Mac and something. I can't remember that one. I don't know if you guys remember that one. That was a anyway, that's one of them. I can't remember the full title on that one. Tron is going to be on it. Now, how are you going to play Tron when it does have a spinner on the dashboard too?
Well, you'd have to use the joystick with your thumb on a button.
On a button, right?
And then a spinner. Right?
Have fun doing that.
Yeah. It's basically unplayable.
Yeah. I don't
You can play like light cycles. That's about it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's going to be a hard
All
one.
the other ones, you need to be able to spin it.
And you got to be quick with this. And if you do like the higher levels of like the MCP, it's really hard. You got to be able to move that at the same time where you're moving up and firing constantly really fast. I don't see how you do that. Anyway, another interesting one. Fix It Felix will be on there. And another weird thing is that the bezel sort of looks like the Tron bezel a little bit, with that weird design around it. So I thought that was really odd. Let me see if I can find a picture of it we can post. But at Games 350, let me see if I can get a picture quick. Here's a.
Sorry.
Okay, let me see if I can.
Hi, Dave.
Yeah. I was going to say, you can tell it's early in the evening if you're apologizing for burping. We know it's early.
It was quiet.
Later on, it's like punctuation. Yeah.
Well, usually I can sneak them in when people are talking over each other, and then it's just like,
yeah.
Can you guys see my screen right now?
Yes.
Okay,
No.
so
Yes.
No, yes.
Yes.
Can you see this Legends Ultimate right here? Yep. Okay, so
it's totally Tron.
There's a spinner, but doesn't that look like a Tron bezel?
That's totally a ripoff of Tron.
Yeah, but it's not total. It's like a deformed version of it with a grid here. Oh, Joe and Mac. That's what I was trying to remember. Oh, and Millipede. There's some other ones here. Tetris. But there's Fix It Felix. City Connection. That's the one that Joel had. I think is that Bump and Jump? I'm not sure. Anyway, some 350 games. There's some of them there. I don't know. It's just interesting that they're getting on the arcade cabinet bandwagon. I'm sure it's an IKEA build. I bet, right? I bet it'll come in a little 1 foot by 1 foot box, right?
Are these analogy? I don't know. Maybe I'm just out of touch. Are these things like? Whoa, boy, popular? I mean, the 1-ups. I thought that those were like basically falling off the radar. Like people aren't talking about them anymore. They were like a little tiny splash in the.
Yeah, I didn't think they would go this far with another company trying it out, but and plus they're getting some weird licenses. Like, what are they going through Disney to put on Tron and Fix It Felix? And
I don't know how you survive.
I thought that was interesting. I mean, I don't know.
Right. I mean, they would have to for those licenses.
Yeah.
But then again, who knows? Disney.
Yeah, maybe they're just they don't care. Maybe I don't know. It's just odd. Anyway, my last thing is for anybody that remembers old classic Sega Saturn, I think it was, and also is it the Saturn? Sega, I think it was. I don't know if anybody remembers the old school game Panzer Dragoon. That was a really fun Star Foxy type of shooter. Anyway, they just made an announcement on E3 that's coming to Switch. So that was it was really fun when we ride a dragon and you hold your button down to lock on targets and you release, homing missiles and stuff, and beautiful game. But the remake on the Switch looks amazing. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to buy a Switch.
It's like third person follower. Wait,
yeah, you're behind it like Star Fox,
like Star Fox or like
yeah, and you're actually a little rider that has a pistol. And one of the versions, I think is Panzer Dragoon Orta, I want to say, you could change your dragon in different sizes depending on. So if you're a smaller dragon, you can shoot really fast. A bigger dragon, you're stronger but you're slower, so it's harder to dodge missiles and stuff. I think Carrie would like it. You get to shoot shit.
Yeah, I like I like the idea of riding a dragon.
Yeah, it's a super fun game. It's one of Keith and I's favorites.
It's like playing the bad guys in Space Harrier.
Yeah, it's it is very Space Harrier. Harry,
very Space Harry.
Space Harry. So anyway, that's my little bits of news. So and 34K has a
So we got an announcement. Maybe pulling up the window here from New Wave Toys. So makers of the Tempest
Good Guy doll
and Good Guy doll.
I'm just kidding.
Is that the dude versions of the lady sex dolls?
No, that's a Child's Play reference.
Oh, sorry,
buddy.
You win.
My buddy.
So yeah, they announced at E3 this year.
Wherever I go,
two new games.
Sorry, Andrew. At E3, go ahead, go. Let the man speak.
Yeah, cool.
No, I want to hear it. I do want to hear it.
I'll send you an email.
No. Jimbo, you ruined it. I want to hear this news.
We're not gonna talk at all. We're just gonna stay quiet until.
Oh,
sorry, Andrew.
It's cool.
Come on, Jim, apologize.
So they announced 1942 and Missile Command, and they plan on putting those out at some point. But they've got the prototypes at E3.
Oh, so just by themselves, like a 1942 mini
standalone cabinets. And give me 1 second. Where's that?
And a Missile Command. So it's gonna be in a little itty bitty trackball like it was.
Yeah, same exact idea.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, I guess. I don't know if I'll pick those up though.
Yeah, I mean, Missile Command. I mean, it's kind of like playing with Centipede. So it's gonna be trackball based. So I'm sure that's probably why they picked it. Man, fucking here, just have the whole screen.
I know when I see their posts on Facebook, everyone keeps asking them, make a Robotron. I hear that a lot. So I'm like, well, maybe that'll be someday they'll make a Robotron.
Yeah, I wonder how that would work with
two little joysticks.
Two little joysticks, yeah. All right, so let's see. Where's that other window?
Forever, infinity,
yay, goodbye,
and beyond.
So are you seeing that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that's what they're showing off. So yeah, so they've got the Centipede and Tempest, the Street Fighter one's coming out, Dragon's Lair, the Change Machine.
That's a new Dragon's Lair.
Oh
look
yeah,
at the
look at that.
scoreboards on there.
Oh. So yeah, so then the Change Machine, the USB hub thing that they're doing, and then which is really cool. It's a nice addition.
I might get that because I'm gonna have the Street Fighter one, and I have already the Tempest one. You can plug them all into that, so it'll power them all.
Yeah, so you got a hub that just sits there, and it it suits the mood.
Oh, it's neat.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
cool
Asteroids 1942, which is interesting because it's like a little cabaret version.
Oh, cabaret.
And obviously this is a prototype, so who knows what it'll actually end up looking like. But yeah, and then classic Missile Command style.
Yeah,
and then,
that's cool.
And then they put out this little teaser.
Oh, he's cute.
Look at that.
I like how they put a little doll. Like it's
funny.
I know. I was sitting there thinking like this would be perfect for Barbie.
Yeah.
Right?
This is Barbie's like boy. Because look, he's got like a mohawk. He's all tough. She's messing around with when Ken's not looking. He's
right, totally. Yeah, she decided to go in a very different direction after Ken left.
Yeah, that's the Ken she doesn't bring home to mom and dad.
No.
So yeah, so they're talking about doing a cocktail version too, which cool, I guess.
Yeah. It's interesting.
They're not small enough already, so
Right, exactly.
Yeah, right. Like they're already in such big demand.
But I guess at least you'd have the cocktail like gaming experience. You could sit across from each other and play the game. It's kind of I don't know.
I want a picture like that.
Yeah, right.
Two grown dudes sitting across on the floor. It looks like your knees are basically touching each other's.
You bring it to a restaurant and play across from each other while the waitress walks up.
I'm pretending I'm a giant. Yeah.
So yeah, and then they did there's a special line Tempest there. But, there you go. So $100.
Oh, it's cheaper than when I bought. I bought it for $140, so that's a good deal. Yeah. Well, better deal.
Righteous bucks.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. So, I mean, at least they're still. It sounds like I guess they're making money if they're making more things. So.
Yeah, and they haven't done anything else on like a Kickstarter like they did, the Tempest and Centipede. So clearly they're going straight to market with this stuff now.
Yeah. I mean, they've shown like pictures. Like sometimes they'll send an update, like on Facebook and stuff, and you'll see like just a room full of like hundreds of them. And they test each one before they send them out. So that's cool. There's quality control there, and
yeah, there's QC stickers on them too. Yeah, so
yeah. And I love the way they box them. I think it's quality. It's a nice box. Looks colorful. Yeah. So it doesn't just come in a brown, no label thing like sometimes you get from these places. I mean, it looks like it's like it could sit at a Bed Bath and Beyond.
Totally. Yeah.
Right?
I mean, these things really are all about the presentation. The gameplay. There's no way the gameplay is going to be good. It's going to be maybe passable.
Yeah. It's novelty play,
but they're really pretty. They're really well done, and like you said, I mean the boxes, that's proper.
Mm-hmm. The boxes are. I think I have one right here. Here's a box.
Yeah, some of it's glossy.
So you got the side, you got the front.
But like if you look at the bottom part of it, it's actually glossy.
Yeah, it's a glossy.
Yeah. Wow, but no, that's really nice.
Glossy bottom.
Nice
and then
box
the
you
other
got
side.
there.
Nice glossy box.
Exactly.
And all this text that my eyes are so bad I can't read. Oh, Griffin! Do you see Griffin's post? He says he's wearing glasses now. He feels old. I'm like, welcome to the club.
It's from watching those movies at weird angles. Sorry, I'm tired and I'm kind of on the crank funk. That's why I'm drinking to make me happier. Hopefully,
Nope.
He sits 2 feet from the screen.
working 12-hour days this whole week. So yeah.
Ouch. Join that club.
Yeah, but this is all listening to boring litigation stuff. So yeah.
Tiggy just
legal.
What does Tiggy want?
Teague?
Tiggy.
TJ.
Oh, no, it's something stupid. Never mind. Anyway.
Does it involve another person?
No. Mark from Retro. Our Mark that joins us once in a while.
Time Runner. Yeah.
Mr. Time Runner himself. Yeah. He posted a thing saying he's pissed off at his Apple MacBook, and he has had it 3 years, and it's already given him problems, and he wants to shoot it. And I said, well, it's time to go get a PC laptop. And then he gives me all. I knew that would set him off because anybody who has a MacBook is already like on the Mac gravy train of like, yeah, I gotta get Mac no matter what. It starts going off like, no, PCs are awful. I've had problems.
That's great. I wanna find that. Was that on Facebook?
I think it was on Twitter or something.
Damn,
I have both, so I can complain about both.
Yeah.
They both have their problems, and they all have their own problems, right? Right, Andrew?
I agree 100%. Yep. I'm definitely in all the boats.
Yeah.
I love Apple products. No freaking stereo jack. Where'd that go?
Well, why'd you buy it then?
Get me started.
I didn't know it did because I didn't know that it didn't have the freaking 35 mil jack.
That was just a fake display model, like those TVs that are made out of cardboard.
Oh, complete fake news. Complete fake news. Like, oh, it's a perfect phone.
Fake news.
Fake news.
I'm at the airport going, okay, I can charge my phone and listen to music. All right, better charge it.
I agree. No, Apple has a long history of just dropping support for pieces of hardware like that. I mean, they were the first like major computer manufacturer just drop floppy support, for example, completely.
Yep. Yeah, that's weird how they just drop stuff like that.
Yeah, or just like, no more hard drives, or like spinning drives
or floppy. Yeah, no more. Yeah.
Did they ever have serial ports on Mac?
Oh no, I don't know.
I don't remember seeing them on the big, because at school we had the clip multicolored translucent back PC. Or
I mean they might have for printers, right?
Yeah, because they had
back in the day
15s, and I don't remember all the connectors they had on the old ones. I mean, it's
I think printers ran on a serial port back then.
Yeah,
back in the early 80s or 90s or something.
Yeah, it seems like they'd have serial. I mean, they definitely had connectors in the back for most common things. They were but they introduced USB in a wide format and FireWire in a wide format.
Yeah, FireWire. I remember for video transfer was great. What were the
wireless for that matter?
The C-Bar was just talking about the old Macs that were like the colored, clear, transparent background. What were those called? What type of PCs were there? Macs were those called?
Those are iMacs.
iMac. Okay.
Yeah, the first iMac was
because. Do you remember in like movies that were like didn't know anything about computers? Like they'd have a guy be like with a gun. He's all, I gotta destroy the evidence, and he'd shoot like the computer screen, and you think like they're killing the computer, but like, you gotta shoot the hard drive.
Well, but, remember Zoolander, right?
I haven't seen Zoolander. Does he do that now?
Yeah, so he picks up an orange iMac.
Oh, so then we know what to. We gotta watch.
The files are in the computer, and he tries to smash the files.
Yeah, we gotta get rid of the files.
Yeah,
but yet if it's an iMac, you shoot the screen, you are killing the computer.
It's all built in.
Pretty clear to hit it. Yeah.
If you think about it,
Brian's quoting it. The files are in the computer.
Yeah,
I think there's stuff like that in the movie Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah, I mean, and there's another one with Kevin Spacey. I think it was called The Negotiator, and they're shooting computers left and right in that one, but they're not hitting. How do you know if you're hitting the hard drive or not?
Yeah, I think they finally got it right with Enemy of the State with Will Smith and
they just
Gene
fry
Hackman. He has it all booby trapped.
Yeah, the whole place is ready to go.
Yeah, that's a good movie though.
He knew it was up.
Yeah,
I like that, but I don't like it when they do stuff like where they can see, like, if they're tracking Will Smith.
Oh, and
the government can see inside the building, like transparent, like vector motion.
They can zoom in, like, unbelievably, and it's like 4K quality, like on a person's face.
Wasn't it Blade Runner that pretty much started that? Well, I mean, I know that there's obviously the classic line from Blade Runner that does the enhance section.
Where he's going, he has his Vectrex.
It's panning in like an old microfiche thing.
Yeah. And it's funny is if you watch it carefully, you can see where they've taken a new photo of it.
Yeah,
where it's like higher resolution.
That's awesome.
That's just charming special effects.
It's practical, but it's still like it was neat. Still you understood the concept. Yeah, it's charming. In real life, they should do like someone do a skit on it, like enhance. It's just like 4 pixels. It's all blurry. Well, I can't tell if that's a girl or a watermelon.
Well, turns out I can zoom in forever.
The sound effects.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I can zoom in forever, but I can't see any more detail. A girl, a watermelon, or a cat. I can't tell.
It's all 4. Yeah. It's all of those things.
It zooms in on a single green pixel.
Yeah, it's just like this blurry
turns into an iguana. It's like, wait, what?
Oh yeah, they would do that in movies too, like in CSI. They're like, okay, we got to send it through the computer to get it sharpened, and then they sharpen it slowly.
They zoom in too far, and then they're like, okay, zoom out like 1/4 or whatever, and it's like a ball of lint in someone's belly button.
All right, so
a single pube.
I thought it was his hair.
Okay, so I found a picture of the back of the Mac 1. And we have a
picture or a picture?
That's not it.
Yeah.
All right, so...
Oh, you put it in
parallel.
Yeah, so it's got a parallel,
and it looks
like 2 serial ports.
3
serials. One is labeled phone, so I'm guessing that's modem, connects to the internal modem. Which
the
I
third one is a
believe-
printer. It looks like.
Yeah,
that's definitely a printer.
so
Audio.
those are all DB9s.
Oh, look, it has a little
DB15s.
note.
Looks like a power switch and an AC power plug.
Oh, yeah, the first one's a mouse.
Yep.
What's the second one?
That's printer.
Keyboard or no?
Wait, it might be keyboard.
No, that's going to be a drive because the keyboard plugged in, and then the mouse plugged into the keyboard.
What is that supposed to be a picture of, though? Is that like a hammer?
Drive, the hard drive, like external.
Oh,
drive
like a
port.
slot where you put in your floppy disk. That's what that is.
Whoa.
Because the mouse plugged into the keyboard, and the keyboard plugged into the computer.
Here, let's put
And it
this
was
in the
all
chat
through
so people can know what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Or just present, screen share.
Oh well, there's an original idea.
Screen share your kitty porn. There we go.
Yeah, sorry,
okay,
Mark, I couldn't join earlier. I was taking a shit. I didn't want to give you a boner.
No boners. No boners for the show. So what? So the last one's a phone modem, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And then the very next one after that is just a. It looks. I thought it was a screw, but it's the audio out.
Yeah, a jack.
Yeah.
So there's the mouse. So that's mouse and keyboard. 'Cause the mouse plugged into the keyboard. I remember that because my computer lab at school, that's all they had was these things until they upgraded to the translucent ones. That's a drive bay, so external hard drive, the big
Could be
giant
floppy,
frickin'
too.
floppies.
Mm-hmm.
That's
These
a
are the
printer.
black and white. These are the black and white screen ones, right?
Yeah,
Or
I want
green
to
and
say
white.
I think by the Macs they were all color.
Were they
no,
colored at the time?
they were definitely color. I remember.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, you're
And,
talking
that-
Apple IIs.
yeah. This is an
were-
app.
we
This is
had
an
green
Apple one.
screens.
This is an
That's
Apple
a,
one.
That's a Mac.
Sorry, a Mac one.
That's not the same thing as an Apple one.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, there we go. Now we can zoom in.
Yeah, no, I never actually owned any of that older. My first Mac was actually a Power PC.
Ooh,
Yeah, I know.
fancy.
That was but it was
One amp. Wow.
right. But this was like circa 92. But yeah, no, it was long after. I mean, I had friends who had Apple IIs and some of those early Macs.
Same here.
I
yeah.
never could afford the
No,
money for
me
one.
neither.
so,
My
yeah.
family would borrow from the school an Apple II, and I didn't know what I was doing. I think I was able to figure out one game on it called Sherwood Forest, which is like one of those text adventure ones, but it has a single picture. So you say go west, go north,
Oh, I had a picture though. That's cool.
pick up axe, stuff like that. And if you typed in fuck, it would bring up a screen of a mouth being washed out with soap.
That's awesome.
Oh, nice.
It'd take a while to load though. It's like
Right.
it was almost like connecting to American Online, like slowly
It's like
draws it in.
preview of the internet in the early 90s.
Yeah, but I wasn't even connected online. It's just that's how the game ran, just slow and limited by stuff. Anyway,
none of us are Mac experts from that.
No.
period, so.
I mean, I use Mac, but I'm not an expert in it at all. I use both PC and Mac, but mostly PC now.
So you're not a Mac Pro then?
I have a Mac. I have a Mac
Get it?
book.
Oh,
No,
come
not a
on.
Mac Pro. And at home I use PC. But
I use both everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
shit. I've got the show is running on a MacBook. IRC is open on a MacBook. My home theater is a Mac Mini.
Mm.
But then everything I use for like serious computing is all on PCs. I had a Mac
Or gaming.
or gaming is on PCs. Yeah,
VRing.
nothing available on the Mac. Macs
Yeah,
are
that
better than
don't-
gaming rigs.
Yeah, that's not a gaming system.
Mhm.
It's more just a creative outlet, I think, for like writing. And I mean, it's great for if you're just gonna be writing or surfing the internet. It's great for all that kind of stuff. But if you're gonna do some gaming too, yeah, you want to probably go PC route.
Yep. I mean, you don't even want to dual boot a Mac into gaming because you can't even get. I mean, the hardware just isn't really there for gaming.
Yeah, I mean, people are still waiting for Halo for Mac, and
Well, the story of Halo for the Mac.
it was supposed to be for the Mac,
It was,
wasn't it?
yeah. Bungie was, before Microsoft bought Bungie.
Yeah,
Yeah, Halo. Actually, at E3, I think they had a great video that was out, and it was like it's all coming to the Mac, and there's like the first like really good, serious kind of like game. And it's 3D, and there's vehicles, and it's
vehicles was the key. I thought
amazing.
That's what made it look really cool because it looked like from that trailer, it looked like you're playing with friends, getting in a Jeep and stuff. And then later, when it finally did come out, it was a single player game, and you're like, what? Where's my friend driving the Jeep while I get to go in the back of the Jeep and shoot stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, well, the computer will do it for you on a predetermined path.
Yeah.
Yay.
That game exploded because of the multiplayer anyway.
Yeah. That was fun.
Local multiplayer.
No. Oh, that's right. At the beginning, it was local only. Remember the LAN parties that people would have?
Yeah, but but then people developed third-party software so that you could play it online. XB Connect. That was the big one. Yeah, I brought over a janky computer that I just kind of pieced together just to be a kind of a bridge for my buddy's Xbox, and it was just like a hosting lobby that you would interconnect with your router and your Xbox, and you could play. It wasn't perfect, like the net code wasn't perfect, so the host would inevitably have a little bit of an advantage, not a ton, but we'd play 4-player games with random groups of other people on our Xbox. Cool. They had two pieces. XB Connect was the better one of the. I can't remember what the first one was.
Whoa, sorry. I was looking for it. So sorry, it wasn't E3. It was Macworld that they unveiled it.
I remember seeing it all over magazines.
Yeah, here, I'll post the link in. But it's funny because at the end of it, like they're like, of course, it's a Microsoft thing because they bought Bungie. But like at the end of the video, there's like one of the guys and he's holding a flag. And he's but it's got a Bungie logo on it, which of course was gone because Bungie doesn't exist anymore.
No, I remember Master Chief's helmets. They all look like Master Chief in that one. I remember, and they all had kind of the helmets looked a little weird. They were still fine tuning a lot of it.
Yeah,
I mean it was really early stages, but. They got Microsoft excited enough to snatch that shit up.
Yeah, bought that shit so they could put it as a launch title for the Xbox. Oh yeah, and the smoke trails on the jets as they were flying around. We're like, wait, you can fly and drive Jeeps?
Nope.
What the fuck? And you know, Steve Jobs is the one who fucking introduces it. So it's like,
actually, no, you could fly in that later. That's right. They did make it where you could fly. There were some missions that you flew around
in Halo 1.
Yeah,
I played it once.
Yeah, you could steal the bad guys jet and fly around, and the jets kind of flew kind of slow, and that was still fun. But Sarah says, "I don't like Halo."
Unreal became like the basically like the kind of like what we wanted from that with Unreal after they added vehicles and stuff like that. So it's like Unreal 3, where they started having. Like drivable tanks and Jeeps and things,
that one.
But in a multiplayer like deathmatch, capture the flag kind of setting.
That was Unreal Tournament 2004, I believe.
Or was it 04? Okay,
that was a good game.
Thank you for the correction.
Yep.
Which is this right here?
There you go.
Yeah,
that box.
I had
the CDs.
Disc too. Yeah.
There's like
this is the Manta. Was my favorite vehicle. Is you can smash people. Because you could like fly up and hit up the right button and smash them.
well, careful, Steve. Don't open up that too far and show off your CD key.
Oh, yeah, I might play it.
Or you can buy it for like 25 cents.
Yeah, it's so cheap, like $2 on eBay.
Oh shit.
But yes,
a little bit of dust on
gaming goodness. That was fun back in the day. Also, Star Siege Tribes was another fun one.
Tribes is cool, yeah.
And
I played
Unreal,
a bit of
Quake.
Tribes too.
Yeah, I wasn't super big on Tribes 2. It was fun, I guess.
We're still playing mostly Unreal and Quake.
Yeah,
Team Arena. I think
I liked how fast paced Unreal was.
Yeah,
it just was really fast. And it didn't have the floaty jumping that Halo had. I didn't like that because in Halo, if you jump in the air, I mean, you can just pick you out.
To the gravity.
You might as well do the squat jump.
Yeah, the gravity is so light. You know, it feels like you're on the moon. And then
Redneck Rampage. That's awesome.
Redneck Rampage. What's up, Gak?
How's it going?
Yo. Do you have any cool arcade stuff, news?
Yeah, this is
things.
PC hangout.
Yeah. Talking about games, though.
Well, I guess somewhat related to the era you guys are talking about. Just the other day, they celebrated the 20-year anniversary of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Oh.
And they had like a big, huge event. A couple of friends of mine, BMXer guys, were at it, where he had like Bad Religion singing and a bunch of bands and stuff. Yeah. I'm like, was that 20 years ago now? Gosh,
I like
man.
Bad Religion.
I want to see Tony Hawk playing the Tony Hawk video game while skateboarding.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then he dies. No,
And
I don't want to
die.
see that.
Remember they used to put out a Tony Hawk game like almost every year?
Yeah,
People
it
got
was
sick of it.
insane.
It was like Madden.
Sick of it. Yeah, it was like a Madden situation, and then they
Yeah.
just
People trade in their old Tony Hawks for the new one at GameStop.
pretty
I
much.
think Black Ops basically killed Tony Hawk. You know, that whole era, everybody playing Black Ops. You know,
Getting the shooters, yeah.
What is it?
yep.
Black Hawks.
I never tried it, but they had like that skateboard thing. Like you actually put it on the floor and you could try tricks with the skateboard. It didn't have wheels on it. It was like a balance board or something.
With the Wii balance board?
It
It
almost
was kind of
killed,
like that, yeah.
or it did kill the Tony Hawk franchise
Yeah, I
because
think
everybody
so.
complained it didn't work right.
Yeah. Because you're supposed to be able, it kind of teeters, you kind of lean on it. It was like the Wii board, but it looked like a skateboard. And it came with this game.
You just need Top Skater, isn't that the arcade?
Yeah,
with the
there you
rails?
go.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That worked better.
That one.
Yeah, it
There's
has
a snowboarding
sensors all
version of that
over it.
too.
Yeah.
yeah.
It just it
And
was
a
the
ski
problem.
version.
It didn't react to what you did the right way. It was almost playing the Game Glove on NES. You know, it's just horrible. And yeah, reviews were bad, and you know Tony Hawk probably feels bad because his name's pasted all over the damn thing, and you know. So
He had to change his name to Tony Clark or something.
Yeah.
to just Tony.
Just
Tony Hork. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anthony.
Yeah.
So they had a 20th anniversary, but they didn't announce like a new game or anything like that.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I just saw a couple minutes of the clips, but
Oh,
I wouldn't imagine, I wouldn't doubt if they were working on something like that, you know,
yeah. I mean,
some kind of collaborate, you know, kind of a cross
VR
over
thing,
between all the
maybe?
games. Could be, yeah.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
I know,
Right.
You eat shit, you will eat shit.
or maybe do an HD version of some of their games or something. I don't know. That's kind of like the thing a lot of people are doing.
Yeah, they could totally bring that back that way.
Try Tony Hawk tricks without getting injured.
Yeah.
And my daughter brought me this drink. She couldn't finish. No wonder she couldn't finish it. It's so sweet.
Some vodka in there.
Wow.
Too sweet
Yeah.
for you?
Yeah, I need to put some rum in it.
Yeah.
This is a
That thing
caramel
down a little bit.
crunch.
Too sweet for you.
Caramel
That
crunch
is
coffee.
like pure sugar then.
Oh,
Too sweet
I
for
think
her
it
and
is.
you.
My friend Jenny would probably really enjoy that.
I can't drink
Yeah.
this.
Right there. That's not sweet enough for a couple of my friends. It's like pure sugar.
Oh my god. I think this is pure sugar. It's got like little crystal things of sugar in it.
Add some vodka.
Like remember when you get bubble yum and you chew on it and you could chew on the little crystals of
Yeah.
sugar in it?
You feel them like popping between your teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're actually breaking down the sugar crystals in it.
It's actually the enamel on your teeth falling off.
And your dentist is like,
It's
I get to
just
put in a new pool.
Yeah. So, Mock, you should be excited about this one. Something I just saw.
What's that?
Your favorite one-up cabinets.
Oh, we talked about that on the show.
They got
Before you came on.
the two new ones, the Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Marvel.
Yeah, I talked about it already.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
Old news.
Oh, yeah, it was our opening bit. That was
You gotta
Okay.
be here at 8 o'clock, man.
I know.
even if it is 103.
Yeah.
We also talked about that other cabinet by At Games that has 350 games on it, but it has Tron on it and some other weird stuff.
Huh. I haven't
Yeah.
seen that. Is that supposed to be a miniaturized full-size cabinet or
No, it's a little bit. It's like the one-up cabinets, but it looks the design of it's pretty weird. They even have like the Tron bezel around the TV, which is kind of odd.
Weird.
Yeah, it's got Fix It Felix on it and some other weird. I don't know.
It's a Tron conversion to Fix It Felix.
Yeah. I don't know.
That'd be a joke for someone.
I'm wondering who that's for, though. You know, it's like it's not for the arcade collector because no one would buy that, and it's not for the main person because they'd look at that and go, "How am I supposed to play Tron on this?" So I don't know.
Same crowd as the 1-ups.
Probably, but will you see something like that at? I mean, will that be at a Walmart? I don't know.
If they can, I mean, you know, if they're lucky, they'll get that kind of distribution. But Walmart, I think I got kind of burned on the 1-ups.
Yeah. You know, they're selling. Some of them are selling for like. I know what's not selling is the Pac-Mans and the Asteroid cabs. They're stuck with hundreds of them. So a lot of them, they're selling them for like $100 to $75. You know, Nobody cares about Pac-Man. They love Pac-Man as the character, but I don't think they like playing the game.
It's not a very fun game if you're not. Yeah.
Well, it's the same screen over and over again. You know, it's not enough variety for people. So I can't blame them.
If you're a casual gamer, Pac-Man's hard to approach.
Yeah.
It's like Donkey Kong, same thing there. It's like it's.
Well, at least that has levels and it's challenging, and
it does, yeah. But like, I mean, you take your average player, and they're not going to get past like the second level.
Yeah,
it's not going to be fun for them unless they get into it.
It's very, brutal, but yeah. So I don't know. We'll see.
But still, anyway. a strange collection of games to go to that crowd with. And maybe it's a licensing thing. Maybe it's like that's what they could get licenses for, and so
just throw it all together.
They just
I mean, it's 350 games.
Donkey Kong didn't earn well when they had it, and Popeye's even worse. But yeah,
I'm holding out for the 1-up Cheyenne.
Me either.
The gun.
Yeah.
That's true. They can't do gun games though, because it's all LCD.
Well,
they have to do like the MAME hack thing for.
You got to do the laser,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about $100 for that.
Well, that's like the cost of the whole cabinet.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But no, Gak, we were talking about how come they didn't add more 4-player games? Like, why didn't they add on to that? Because it's only Turtles and Turtles in Time. Why didn't they add like Sunset Riders? Why didn't they add Simpsons or X-Men or any of those cool 4-player beat 'em ups?
Crime Fighters.
Shit, NBA Jam.
Or maybe some 3-player beat 'em ups, you know, like
people will be modding them to do that.
Yeah. There's a ton of YouTube videos and people already hacking
like Rampage wasn't tight enough. 3 people in front of a little tiny machine. Then I got 4 people in front of it.
Well, no, it's a bigger. They made it a bigger.
Did they?
Yeah, they made it like mine, like a big.
They expanded it by 4 inches. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you can have 12 people lined up.
It's got like about 4 or 5 inches on each side or something.
People give each other handies without even knowing. Yeah.
I think I'd know.
It was just.
Don't worry, Mox. Someone will take a shit for you.
before we start this adventure.
You have to sign a release form.
And it's hot. Is this summer or what?
Yeah.
It's like 60 degrees outside. Feels
God,
great.
This week it was 100 degrees outside.
It's 62 right here.
Yeah.
Sheesh. It's hot. I got to open a window.
Oh, you poor baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, it's 59, dudes. Oh,
you win. It's 62.6.
Ooh. It's like a perfect. It's almost like a fall evening where you get to just like open up all the windows and stuff. It just feels great.
This is glorious weather right here.
Yeah, and it's not gonna last, obviously, but you gotta enjoy it. Well, I like seeing Mock's chair, you know, as he makes noise.
Yeah.
Do you speak English?
Hello.
Chair.
I can still hear you.
Is it like the 6-point harness computer chair or what?
Well,
why do they include those?
Before we get talking about boners and taking a shit, should I play the disclaimer real quick?
Yes. Yeah. Probably should.
Let's see. That's on.
Although I've already finished my dinner, but I just warned them personally. I just said.
Crap.
Drink. I'll be right back.
Please be advised that the Arcade Hangout is not a show and has not been identified as appropriate for any audience. Viewers and listeners of the Arcade Hangout may be subjected to the visual images and/or auditory sounds of chewing, drinking, vaping, and burping. Instances of exposure to the noise of farting and urination are rare, but have also been reported. On-air sharding has not yet been identified as occurring, but is likely inevitable. Those sensitive to the broadcasting of such activities are advised to immediately cease all participation in this podcast. Drinking along with the hosts is strongly discouraged, as kidney or liver damage may occur. There are no significant benefits to watching the Arcade Hangout, and viewers may experience adverse side effects, including dizziness, nausea, and an increased frequency of urination. As previously indicated, if you experience an erection lasting more than 4 hours, we wish we could take credit for it. Even though we can't, please contact us about being a guest.
And show us your junk.
And Night Flyer's asking, is this one actually faster than last week?
Nope, they're all exactly 30 seconds.
And they all recorded it about the same. So
Right.
they got so
Yep,
they all
they're all about 50, 55 seconds and truncated down to 30. So someone's breathing really heavy into their microphone tonight.
It might be. I keep turning up my microphone. I have the ceiling fan on, so it might be me. So I'm gonna turn my microphone on. Some heavy breathing from my end. Maybe that. I think that might be it. I'm also turning my microphone off because my freaking dogs keep barking. So because everybody's out because it's summery and warm, and the children are doing their thing outside. I'm like, get off my lawn! Make my dogs bark.
Yeah. Christmas gift idea. I got her a gun.
A lawn. I was going to say a lawn.
A lawn, yeah. No, that'd be terrible. You don't like yard work?
No, I don't. I like not having a lawn out front or anywhere.
But no, I had my bedroom window open too last night. It was a lovely, cool-ish night. A little bit of rain coming down, and it was all good till about 4 a.m. when the wind kicked up, and I woke up to the first 2 feet of my mattress soaking wet.
You should have gone before you went to bed.
No, that would have been the bottom 2 feet of the mattress. This was everything soaking wet. My phone was soaked. My lamp, my desk, my alarm clock soaked. It's like, fuck. Reaches up, shifts the window, and sleeps in here and the rest of the remaining 2 hours. Hashtag Canada problems.
Wasn't ready for that one. I'm slow tonight.
Canada, ding 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 ding.
There, see, I didn't have to play it.
So apparently, Gleek's posting the weather across the country everywhere, but he can't even come in here and hang out with us or something.
Oh no, that's Gleek bot.
Yeah,
that's not actually.
So how does that even possible? Who did that?
Exclamation point W and then your city.
No, you just put in your zip code.
Oh.
So yeah, there you go. Hack some shit out. Let's see it, dude.
Exclamation
W space
wiener.
Oh, my zip code?
Your zip code.
Mock, we played the disclaimer.
I missed it.
Yeah, I thought it was appropriate while you pooped.
Hey, it works for postal codes too. Not bad.
Okay, I'll just have to go back and listen then.
There you go. Rockland, clear in 93.
That's where I'm at right now, probably, right?
Fuck, man. 30 degrees warmer than here right now.
Yeah.
55. I think I'm the coldest.
Almost 9 p.m. and it's 93 degrees.
Canada, it better be the coldest.
Yeah.
Do you have like central air there, Gak, or
in the house, not in the garage, not yet. Yeah, we got central air in here.
Are you gonna be like what's his name in Todd whatever in King of Kong or whatever, the Atari 2600 guy that like had the spiders and slept on his floor with like 800 fans around him? The guy that he was always playing. Remember that? I had King Kong. I think it was King Kong, where he had these records on these Atari like 2600 games, and he'd put tape on the screen, and he approved like all these like joysticks for that console. And
so he didn't have air conditioner, so he just put a bunch of floor fans.
And he had like all these Christmas decorations set up like year round. They're shooting this thing in like whatever summer month, and he still had like his Christmas decorations up, and he's like, I like fans. I usually just camp out on the floor here, and he had all these like big floor fans.
What?
Yeah, and he had all his spiders. Am I speaking another language?
I don't know. I don't think I've seen that movie. It's not King of Kong.
King of Kong.
I don't recall that.
Are you? I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember anything like that.
Maybe it was Chasing Ghosts or one of those other ones. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen any of those. Actually,
wasn't his name like Tony something? Someone help me out here, because
So Tony Hawk.
It's Todd something.
Todd Rogers.
Todd Rogers is what
yeah.
our yeah.
Chasing Ghosts. Okay.
Did he
Oh,
sleep?
Nice job, YouTube punk.
Yeah,
I knew someone knew. Like,
what is the spiders? Like he was afraid of spiders?
No, he had pet spiders.
Oh, he had spider friends.
Yeah, and a lot too.
God.
Not just like one.
Isn't there a thing like in Korea where like if you sleep with a fan on, they're afraid that it'll kill you? Like
Interesting. I don't know.
I swear that's like a thing. It's like a Korean thing where it's like, yeah, they don't sleep with fans on. Yeah. They don't sleep with fans on because they're afraid that the fan's gonna like suck the oxygen out of your lungs or something like that.
Oh wow.
You need a dream catcher just in case.
Yeah, it's like a dangerous dream catcher.
Yeah.
It's like a spinning dream catcher of death.
Stealing my dreams.
Oh, now there's a segue for The Mist. Because
there we go.
Yeah.
Carrie's
All
not
right.
back yet.
Well, what do you guys think of Dreamcatcher? We can talk about that until she gets back, because that came out a few years before The Mist. The Mist came out in 2007. Dreamcatcher came out in 2003, I believe.
Dreamcatcher, is that weird alien one?
Yeah. And the mind. I kind of like that, but Morgan Freeman's in it. He's
It's
playing
like a bunch of buddies like going
and
they all cabin out in the woods or something.
They all have kind of a special power because their friend with the special needs Duddits all gave them powers when they were kids because they helped them out and became friends. So they're all grown up. Yeah.
Somebody morphs into something. That's all I remember about it. Someone an alien. It was really disturbing looking.
There's these little like they look like, they call them worms, I think, but they're all these worms with these sharp razor teeth that
I remember that toilet scene being pretty graphic.
And Jason what's his face from like all the Kevin Smith movies,
Muse.
No. Other Jason. Funny.
Jason Lee.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He's in there.
A pro skater back in the day.
Yeah, he's in there. And Mock, if you haven't seen it, if you like
I saw it a long time ago, and I remember them
and
carpet bombing a bunch of aliens on the ground. I remember that.
Yeah, and just like The Mist, the CGI is dated, but it's fun. I think it's a fun movie.
The book is way better. Movie sucks.
Yeah, well, that's what everyone says.
No,
you know what? I don't have time for the fucking book. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Stephen King, like every movie.
And it's goddamn Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, he was usually pretty disappointed in his movies. I mean,
except for it.
I mean, the alien, the whole premise of the movie was the alien terrorist plot to poison the water system to kill a lot of people, and Duddits sensed it all coming. So, and they played Rolling Stones throughout the whole movie or whatever the book. What was that song?
Sorry, Kak, I accidentally muted you. Unmute yourself. I was playing an experiment on the.
That's all right. I gotta go grab some more beer. I was just gonna mess.
No, I'm unmuted, right?
No, you're fine.
It was me. I was unmuted.
Yeah. But it wasn't. But you weren't the one causing the ruckus.
Ruckus. What is
that? So Carrie's
is that the ruckus you heard, sir? No, that was not
a ruckus. I didn't hear a ruckus, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Carrie's back, so we can talk about The Mist. Okay, so 1 out of 10.
Oh, we're doing a scale.
Oh, boy.
All right.
10 being for a horror movie. Where would you put it? Wow.
I'd say maybe a 6.5 or 7.
Yeah, that's where I put it. Yeah. But didn't you love the crazy lady? Wasn't she the best part of the movie?
Yeah, I know. She was good.
But she was also part of like one of the most unbelievable parts, which is that like she managed to like Jim Crow like the whole fucking like half the people still in the fucking supermarket and got them all to be like zealots and follow her and like want to kill people.
I didn't buy that.
That part was like, wait, how about you guys have been in here for what? 36 hours at the most? And already you're like killing people.
I'm on board with this cult, which is kind of what it became.
I thought the ending was the best part. They should have stretched it out like another hour.
So, spoiler alert for people who haven't seen The Mist. We're gonna.
I give it about a 6
out
of 10.
Yeah, I get a 6.5 or 7.
Hey, what was the spider part? I don't.
That's when they go in the supermarket. I forget why they have to go there, but
They go to the pharmacy.
to get medicine.
They have to get medicine for the guy that burned himself during the stupidest fucking defense
Didn't
scene
even
ever.
fucking survive.
When they realize that, like, oh, you mean when you turn lights on, bugs are attracted to it? Oh my god!
I know. I was screaming at that part too. I'm like, you idiot!
Stop turning the fucking lights on. Yeah.
Have you ever seen like moths and every freaking bug go?
Have you
to
never
a
had
bright...
a light on outside your house at night?
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe that's a Midwest
anywhere.
thing, Andrew.
So after that part, there's the real disturbing part where this girl gets like injected, and it's like she starts to like get big and boils appear.
Her face is all fucked up.
Oh, it was
so
walrus
on one side.
It was so nasty.
And I wasn't expecting that one because she was kind of like, oh, here's our, here's an interesting character, and
he became the neck monster.
Yeah, she was kind of the neck monster. She actually was kind of like building up to maybe be like the love interest of like the soldier guy, and that was going to be like a thing.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
You're hideous now.
He's all like,
I'm breaking up with you.
Yeah,
we're not going out after all.
I have to wash my hair that night. Yeah, can't make it.
So no, I like the spiders in that pharmacy where they shoot out their webbing and it's like acid. So if it goes across your arm, it like slices. Like
yeah.
God, that was like intense. That part.
They got that right out of Alien.
Kind of, yeah. I guess for the blood.
No, I like a lot.
You just don't want to touch that webbing no matter what, and cut your fingers off and stuff. So, so I think it has as much. I thought some of the monsters, I think, could have made them look better. Like this is part where that tentacle arm looks too pink. It looks like candy or something coming out of there. It was like this rubber arm
when they were fighting in the garage.
I didn't like the way that looked. It looked too pink.
I wanted to see more though. Like there were like they get outside and stuff, and you see all the giant monsters, but they're way in the distance, and you don't see I wanted to see them up close and more of them. That, and we didn't get
the idea is that there's so many.
And I think there was scale too. Right, because they were showing the big monsters, which means this shit is not just localized to this town. Maybe not even the eastern seaboard. Like these things, the mist is big enough that it's covering Los Toros.
Dude, and they played Dead Can Dance.
They did play Dead.
It was awesome. Only the gospel know that one.
Yep. I've seen Dead Can Dance, or I saw them.
So did I in Chicago. They were awesome.
I mean, those big monsters might be the things that would like pick people up with tentacles. We don't know. It's just
like War of the World.
It's so War of the World. So because it's so misty, you can't really see where they go. When people would go outside and they would get grabbed. Like I like that scene where the guy's tied to the rope and the rope just goes.
Oh that was like a Jaws. That was like a reference to Jaws.
Fucking screaming at the TV when I was watching them just sort of belay out this little tiny fucking 1/4-inch rope. Right?
Yeah.
I was like, dude, your hands are fucked, dude.
Yeah.
Everybody who's doing that with their hands, you get the worst rope burn ever.
Oh yeah.
Where's your gloves?
That was right. That was right out of Jaws, though. They totally
had it
right out of Jaws.
They had to have an automotive section where you get some gloves.
Just do oven mitts.
It's the grocery store.
Yeah,
grocery store.
They had a farm.
I agree with Gleek though. Like when they got at the back end of the show, I would have liked to. Have you guys seen what was the movie in the last couple of years came out with John Goodman was kind of the villain. It's like Cloverfield Lane or whatever. Whatever that was.
Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah. I wanted it to be like that, where it was unexpected, where all of a sudden there's this whole thing continues on after they get outside, and you don't realize the scale of it, and that would have been cool. To see.
The Myth was one of the books I have not read by Stephen King.
Well, it's a novella too, which actually is an interesting point, I think, for the movie, which is that a novella is just a sketch, right? As a writer, it's like an outline. It's like here's a cool idea for maybe this thing that comes out of some other planet that the military accidentally opens up, and then monsters are in there, right? But then they try and stretch it out into a fucking movie,
and that's the thing they always
starts
do
falling down.
That's like Lawnmower Man was the same thing. It was like this little teeny short story.
Right.
They embellished the fuck out of it. And
Yeah, some screenwriter gets a hold of it and just tries to stretch it out.
Yeah, 10 Cloverfield Lane is what the movie I was thinking of. Came out in 2016, and if you guys haven't seen that, that's a great movie.
Is that John Goodman in the basement?
Yeah, but Gleek, this really isn't a sequel. Like it kind of be in like the same. It could kind of maybe exist in the same universe, but it's really a completely different movie.
I didn't really like the first one too much, so.
Oh, but I loved the first Cloverfield because it was like a fucking roller coaster ride.
Yeah,
well,
it's bonkers and crazy, but like you kind of know what you're getting into, and like I saw it with my dad, and we just had a blast. Because and one of the arguments my dad has that I think is great about a movie like that is that there's just this fucking monster. They're not making an origin story. It's from the perspective of like a victim, like one of these people that just happens to be a few miles away from where this monster's wreaking havoc. And so they don't need to explain where this monster came from, this whole backstory and stuff. It's just all about their experience. And you're from, it's this found footage. If you guys haven't seen Cloverfield, it's a found footage type movie, but it's done, I think, really well. It's a fun movie.
They copied off of Blair Witch Project.
But except this is actually good. Yeah.
So back to the other 101 Cloverfield Lane or whatever it was called.
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah, 10 Cloverfield Lane.
10 Clover. Okay, so the original script of that movie, the original script, she gets out of that place. Okay, spoilers alert for this movie too. When she gets out,
you guys, in case
have you guys seen the movie?
What?
Okay,
has anyone?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Well, she gets out. The original script, there's no aliens or anything. She just was being captured by a crazy fuck.
Really? Wow.
She just gets in her car and drives away.
But here's the thing, though, Steve. But here's the thing. Like that's what makes the movie, I think, really fucking good. Is that you don't know throughout the whole movie. It could go either way, and that's why, like in the theatrical or whatever, the ending that was in theaters. I haven't seen the movie since the theater, but you're like, holy shit! Like this guy was,
and you're from her perspective through the whole movie, which is cool.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, though,
and then it goes on for a while. Yeah.
So they wanted to tie that in to bring in a bigger audience. That's why they brought in the whole Cloverfield thing, just to try to tie it in with it. And then so they brought back Elizabeth. Is it her Weinstead? Is that her name? They brought her back for a reshoot, and that whole thing was filmed like months after they wrapped to film to shoot that ending, because originally she was
a crazy ending
and drove off.
I'll bet is that ending on. Did you see that ending, or did you
haven't
read
seen
about
it? I read tons of articles.
I wonder if that's on like the Blu-ray or something, because I'd like to see it. But but that was the biggest thing, like going into that movie, not knowing, and holy shit, she gets out of there, and John Goodman is just fucking awesome in that movie, and she gets out, and then the movie goes on. It's her trying to survive from all these aliens for like, it seemed like at least 15-20 minutes.
Yeah,
it went on and on. Like it was holy fuck, and so as going into it blind, you have no idea. Like that's the thing, you're wondering the whole damn time. That's probably the biggest spoiler of the entire movie.
Has Carrie seen that movie? Carrie, have you seen it? Oh, you gotta watch that one with her next.
And now that I've had the biggest spoiler of the whole movie, think I'll pass.
Actually, John Goodman is so good in this role. It's one of his best roles I think he's ever done.
Yeah.
He's actually thin, and he's in a fat suit because he lost all his weight.
Thin man in a fat suit.
Yeah, little coat.
Yeah. If you really want to throw someone off, tell them the movie is a lot like Blast from the Past. Have you guys seen that movie?
Oh, is that the bomb shelter movie?
Yeah, where they go underground and they're hiding out. Yeah,
it's like
it's kind of like that movie, you know? Yeah, Brendan Fraser. Yeah. That's like a delightful movie, but this one's like the opposite of that.
Can we all just have a moment of silence for Brendan Fraser's career?
Yeah. Speaking of Brendan Fraser's career, I was on Netflix and I was I was just looking for something to watch. I'm like, oh my god, they have all the old mummy movie, not the old mummy movie, but the Brendan Fraser mummy movies up there. I'm like, I haven't seen this since. I remember seeing these in theater when I was like in college or whatever. And when I turn and I watch it, I'm like, oh no, these did not age well at all.
Whoa.
Yeah. I remember Brendan Fraser and Cineo Man. That was a good time.
Ah, yes.
Shit.
I have a weird
first
thing.
Mummy was okay, I guess. Yeah. But
Sorry,
the second one I was screaming at because I'm like, oh, that's right. This is the one with the fucking annoying kid. Oh, I shouldn't have watched this.
They did it like Indiana Jones, you know, throw a little kid in it.
Yeah,
I looked up. I like looking up the if the kid went on to act and stuff. And so as I'm like cursing, I'm like, fuck. I'm looking. And I'm like, oh yeah, he didn't act in anything else.
Oh, poor kid.
Oh.
Isn't it how funny how some actors will age and they look better as they get older? Like some people, like Patrick Dempsey from Can't Buy Me Love. Look how geek he was in that, and now he's like Mr. Dreamboat, and all the girls want him. And then you got someone like Brendan Fraser who gets older and he looks like a Martian.
Well, he did get fat too.
You'd have to look him up what he looks like now.
Or like even like Val Kilmer is another one. Like some people don't age.
He's a good example.
They just don't age well. Some people, and then other people. You look at George Clooney,
hair plugs, and that kind of stuff.
George Clooney to be 70 and still getting poon. Still looking good.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser. No, not so much.
No. Well, look at George Clooney.
His face filled out. It's like,
Anybody remember George Clooney from Facts of Life?
Oh, that's right.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, he was like helping out Mrs. Garrett.
Take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have
George Clooney.
There's a time you gotta go and show you're growing.
Now you're getting a lot of poo-tang.
I don't know. The most annoying George Clooney for me was like the Batman movies because he's like Mr. Bobblehead now, and he's like talking to you like this. He's like doing this whole thing as he's talking.
He couldn't turn his head with that rubber neck on him.
Yeah. Like, God.
Like, he was in the worst Batman movies, though.
Yeah.
The worst one.
Well, so was Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
And Schwarzenegger.
When he pulled out the Bat credit card, I want to blow my brains out.
I know the holy rusted metal Batman joke.
You know,
made me, I literally groaned in the theater when I fucking heard that.
Oh God! Do you guys remember on the first the first Michael Keaton, the '89 Batman movie? You know, where my dad had the VHS tape. That's how when I first saw it.
It was all black, just a symbol.
Yeah,
with the gold symbol.
Yeah,
at
the very beginning, there was a little promotion, a Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck little promotion for joining the Warner Brothers Club.
I remember that.
Yep.
And then there was was it a Diet Coke commercial where Alfred's going through the drive-through. And Mazda needs a nice cold Diet Coke or what?
Before he goes on his mission, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think I can't remember if he. There might be a shot of the Batmobile, but
there's a couple shots of the Batmobile in that one.
Yeah. I kind of miss stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Like that stuff was kind of
George or whoever the Batman. You just see like Batman glove grabbing the Coke. You know, you don't see that.
Right. Yeah. You don't see Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
They couldn't afford. They could afford Alfred. They could not afford Michael Keaton.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I forgot about that.
They get some intern to wear the glove and grab this Coke.
Yeah. It was probably Alfred who had to grab the Coke too.
I haven't thought about that.
We got you for 24 hours, buddy. This is the gig.
There used to be those types of commercials. There was always like Blockbuster commercials too, like or there was like this family. I think we might have played this on the show years ago. I found it on YouTube or whatever, where there's like this hokey family sitting around their kitchen table. And I think it's a Blockbuster commercial. And they're like, it's Friday night. And they're eating their dinner and they're like poking at their like vegetables and stuff. And like, so what'd you do today, honey? Oh, it was a good day. How was your day, dear? And, you know, and there's two kids and a dog. And they're like, so what would you like to do? I don't know. What would you like to do? And everyone's kind of bored. And all of a sudden, say, I've got a great idea. Why don't we all go rent a movie? Really, Dad? Can we do it? And yeah, it's so corny and campy. It's good. Yeah.
And Blockbuster was on top of the world until they weren't.
Yeah,
until Netflix.
I'm gonna find that so that I can post it in IRC.
Did you love that story about Netflix? Like, you know, they wanted to like what was it?
I love that.
They wanted to join forces with Blockbuster, and Blockbuster said, "No, you guys aren't big enough. You know, we don't want to. We don't want to buy you." They were gonna, they wanted Blockbuster to buy them out.
Well, they were in that in that battle, right? Because like Netflix came out with the discs, right? And then it was like, but there was no late fees. You just had to pay the subscription. Right, and Blockbuster's biggest thing was they would charge you late fees up the ass.
Yeah, that's where they made their money,
especially on new releases.
In fact, they would sometimes.
Holy shit!
Yeah, if you didn't watch them scan in your tapes, sometimes you'd come back the next time and go, "Oh, you were late on such and such." I'm like, "No, I turned it in." Right. No, it says here you're late, sir. It's like what?
Yeah, because they got like 600 fucking videos they got to scan in, and it's the process was just fucked there.
Right, I gotta share this because this is fucking.
We got it here.
It's a 3-minute commercial. Granted, this was at the beginning of a lot of movies. I don't know. It's a movie rental. It's labeled as movie rental commercial, so I don't know. Should we risk it? That this person's only got 3,000 subscribers. All right. I'm gonna play this. It's gonna be choppy.
Should I go take a shit? Come back.
Yeah. Present.
There you go. He likes it.
Dude, Jim, you described this commercial perfect. We don't even need to watch it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Fine. How was your day?
Fine, thank you.
Mom's kind of hot.
What's it?
Okay.
Oh, green bean.
Okay.
I wonder what she looks like now.
Finish your homework? Yeah.
Like the dog.
So, what should we do tonight?
Well, I think we should do something. Anything's better than last
night. This is 3 minutes.
Well, what did we do?
3 fucking minutes.
It's because they can put it on the tape. It doesn't matter how long it is.
Right.
It doesn't pay for TV time.
We should do something.
Something sounds.
They can make it an hour if they
have an
want.
idea.
Is that Jerry Seinfeld's dad?
Why don't we all?
Nice,
This is
Andrew.
where I'd be looking for the remote to fast forward to the fucking movie.
Weeknights can be a real bore.
Fido to the rescue.
I just want to watch Batman. God damn it!
Oh, look.
It's a generic. It's a generic movie rental.
I know. You could all sing around.
Let's go to the video store.
Look at them eating all their vegetables.
To decide something.
He's got a GoPro cam.
Yeah.
You rent videos during later. You have 5 more nights to catch up on
all those videos
the
they've got.
Missed. Isn't that a nice reward?
Yeah, it's all home
Yeah, total fake paw.
God,
He's sitting there watching Indiana Jones or some shit.
Daddy, I love my
AWS.
vegetables.
Oh, well, that's fair and watching this tape.
He's watching
a tape.
Oh, God.
Watching a tape.
Why didn't you
Green
get a
Jell-O?
movie we all wanted to watch, Fido?
They're all eating green Jello.
Yeah, from a mold.
The Lassie movie's all worn out in the part where the dog's wet, like shaking off.
So hot.
Yeah, he's like playing it over.
He's just in there licking himself.
Does your cat like Jello mold, Aunt Maggie?
Go, Baron. I knew you'd think of something.
Oh, this show's gone to the dogs. Normal's just carries.
I can't fucking
Yeah, I know,
still
right?
going.
Is this a commercial or a
A
show?
little weekend in your week. Rent a video. Your video store carries a wide selection of films,
Crazy.
adventures,
That's that long just for the video store that you rented it from, but
comedies,
they had to publish that
classics,
with that
and
on there.
children's fare.
Look,
Don't
it's
hesitate to
Carrie's
ask your video
disclaimer.
retailer for
Oh my God,
suggestions.
listen to this
In addition
voiceover.
to
This
movies
voiceover is
you already
amazing.
know. He can recommend many lesser-known films you're bound to enjoy.
What about
worked for
the
Disney.
adult movies in the little
You have
fenced
to play
area?
it in slow motion in reverse, and that's when you get all the
What?
Warning.
money.
If you have an erection lasting more than 4
Weekends
hours.
and weekdays.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's like Blockbuster never got in Catholic high school girls in trouble.
And don't forget, and
Netflix
don't
had
forget
that shit.
Steve will get a boner if you Yeah.
Wow.
I don't remember it being that long, but I do remember that commercial.
Well, it's funny you brought up the Batman one too, because like you brought me like totally 20
I
years
haven't
down
thought
the
about
path.
that. I haven't thought about that forever until just now.
Yeah, and I
remember
bought
that,
that. I bought that VHS like at the grocery store for like $20 or $22.
Oh,
It was
damn. And Disney movies were even worse. They're like 30.
Yeah.
Those stupid big ass plastic cases.
Oh, the clamshells, yeah.
Yeah.
And Disney used to always put their movies in those clamshell things, and they never fit with the rest of your videos.
Right,
they all
They're
suck out.
They're all oversized.
No, but it was like a special collection of them.
Yeah.
That you could get. I remember
We're gonna take
getting
this
them
out of the
used.
vault.
There we
And
go.
I remember buying
Hey, that was
used from
bullshit.
like
These
the video
bastards.
store.
Yeah, uses because those are expensive.
Yeah,
Richie,
and it was always like a
Rich.
crapshoot as to what kind of, how if it was going to be fucked up or not.
Oh,
But didn't everybody just rent videos and DVDs just to copy them or burn a copy for yourself, anyways?
Yep.
Was the whole
Until
point.
Macrovision. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, they put some scrambling shit on there. You had to get really nice VCRs to dupe it.
Or a Plexer drive. Wouldn't that bypass the copyright?
Did they?
I know it would do this weird thing where it would get really dark and then it would get really bright again. It'd get really dark again. Yeah,
That's Macrovision. Yeah.
It's Macrovision. Yeah, that's where it's like the TVs would take a signal that's really, really clean, but VCRs wanted really dirty, but a VCR would need a clean signal. So if you copied it, you copy all the crap with it.
Device that bypass that or something.
Night
sort of
Flyer says
Macrovision
Plexer did not bypass copy.
No, not Plexer. I didn't mean that. Sorry, I know what he's talking about now. But there was a device that bypassed. I don't know what it's called.
And not all tapes had it either, too. So it's kind of a crapshoot. Usually the big blockbusters. I tried to do it with Jim Cameron's Aliens, and of course that had the copyright on it. But then I tried to do it with The Hobbit and Return of the King. The animated specials.
Oh, the Bakshi ones.
Yeah, the Bakshi ones. Yeah, and those recorded fine. So
man, I missed that shit. All that, like when people tried to really hard to try people from copying stuff. It was awful.
Yeah, there was you'd get the little intro scene in the beginning, like the THX lead in. Where it was like protected by Macrovision.
Oh yeah.
There's like the laser thing coming across. Like,
how about the big FBI warnings? They were going to put you in jail for 500 years.
Right. $250,000 fine.
Yeah.
That's
doesn't the FBI have better things to do?
Mark, you're right. That's the kid from Picket Fences.
Yeah.
That's
you
that's
guys realize that was never aimed at the consumer. It was aimed at people who would profit from copying and reselling the videos.
Yeah. So it was for personal use.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about people doing it for personal use. You could even say it live and.
What a great segue for MAME. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. They're not going to bother with anything unless it's over
personal use.
$10,000 in value. So
wait, so how many videos would that be?
That's a lot.
1,000?
Yeah. In my lifetime, I know I've copied over 1,000, but not in one.
Well, boom, dude, you're fucking opening yourself up. You're like, well, we'll draw the line at 10,000, but I copied 10,000 movies, so it's cool.
Whatever. But I didn't do it for profit. So
he's been sober for years.
Yeah.
Clean.
Okay.
Man, I wish I could emulate beer.
You can.
If you make it,
but if you make it wrong,
you can download some file, and I got beer.
It depends on how picky you are.
You can make the recipe, but just don't make it wrong, or you go blind.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit. Okay, so are we gonna talk about Endgame?
Yeah, I need a drink though.
Did Carrie have anything she wanted to say about The Mist?
Did you like it overall? I mean,
well, yeah, I enjoyed it. It's the ending to me was just so, like they had to go, like they had to do that. Like, oh wait, we have to go for a twist. Hold on now, like
what a twist!
So it was just like it just felt like. Yeah, like I enjoyed the movie.
Twist.
Yeah, exactly. You
know what the Stephen King ending was? They drive off into the sunset, fade out.
What?
The whole crew in the car?
That's so
it's just like we don't know what's going to happen in our future, but we hope we can make it and survive.
Right.
Fade out.
Leaving it open.
The thing was escaping that area.
We don't know what challenges we have before us.
As soon as you said like I have 4 bullets in my gun, there's 5 of us, I was like, I know what's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah,
exactly. Right. Like it just sometimes it just feels like, and maybe it was of a certain era, although. That I think that was past the era, but it was always like, like the Blob, like you have to have the ending be like question mark the end. And it seems like there was a whole period of time where you always like if it was regular non-horror, non-scary movies could have a regular ending. But if you had a fucking scary movie, then But wait, you think the bad guy's dead? Like,
yeah, but that's the '80s horror, right?
Yeah,
that's like you killed Freddy, but then you see his reflection in the pool of water.
Right? Yeah,
He's not really dead.
So, and that's where I guess maybe after seeing so much, where it's, The Mist was just like. Ugh,
well, here's
where
what
they
I
had
took
to go
from it
for
though
that. And they still do that.
Okay, well, what was cool to me though, Carrie, is that first of all, I like that it wasn't your usual happy ending where, yay, the government comes and saves us, and yay, we're all happy and everything's great. No, it was like dark because the whole movie is the dad trying to save the kid,
right?
The most annoying, pointless kid, by the way, ever plot in a movie. Like the kid served zero purpose.
Yeah.
Well,
other than to be saved.
Yeah,
I know, but like, what is that? To give some more depth to the guy, the lead. That's all it.
I mean, it kind of gave him a.
But it's irony that
he was crying and bitching the whole fucking movie. The kid was so annoying.
Well,
he needs to be on one of Jim Bliss's.
Babadook.
Fuck you, Timmy. God. Oh yeah.
He's right there with. He's right there with fucking Babadook kid.
But the point is that the kid. The point is, the kid would have been better off with the crazy lady.
No, that's true. I mean, there is the irony of what Dad does to save the kid, and then in the end,
the kid is annoying, but he is not the Babadook kid. The Babadook can't compare.
I
think he's on a similar level. His
the Babadook kid, I actually wanted to just like.
I agree. I agree.
You want violence to happen to the Babadook kid, and this kid, I didn't want violence to happen to him.
Yeah. So what would even be a more twisted ending? Like that crazy lady, all her religious beliefs is actually she was right.
No,
like
it was really just a government fuck up. Is all.
Yeah. But like,
well, it's a Stranger Things.
Make it all jagged up.
But actually, it's basically Stranger Things.
But they ripped off the ending from Night of the Living Dead.
Yes, they did.
Which is where they kill everyone else off, right? And Sarah has to.
The
Barbara,
black and white
sorry, Barbara.
version, the original.
Of course.
Both the black and white and the remake.
Okay.
Both of them are the same. Although
no, they're not.
Very similar.
Yeah, the original are one of the heroes, the black guy, gets mistaken for a zombie.
Yeah.
Which makes me kind of like that movie more, just because that you're not expecting that.
No, that happens in both versions, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. No, he becomes a zombie.
Oh, I forgot
in the remake.
About that. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a long time. Okay.
Is it
I thought they got mistaken.
It's Tony Todd, isn't it? In the remake? It's Tony Todd, right?
It might be, yeah.
I think it is. Yeah.
I remember liking both movies though. I thought they were both really well done.
Yeah, the funny thing is that I saw the color of the remake before I saw the black and white. I didn't know the original existed, and I saw that one. I saw that one years later in high school, and I was like, "This is a way." To me, at least, I thought it was a way better movie. And something about the black and white, it makes it more of it gives it kind of almost a documentary-ish feel.
Mm-hmm.
And the scene with the girl in the basement, I thought was way fucking creepier.
Way creepier, yeah. No, I'll get it. I mean, I played full homage to the original black and white. That was definitely the one that I saw first. But I really like Barbara a lot more.
Yeah.
In the remake. She's a lot more of an associatable character. She's less the screamy girl, and she's more strong.
I think the first one I fully saw the whole movie, other than like a couple minutes on TV or whatever, was that the one with like the punk rock chick that gets like naked.
Return of the Living
Dead.
That's my
favorite one. Yeah, that's my favorite
that was
zombie movie.
We rented. My mom let me rent that one.
I love that movie.
That movie's so good.
Andrew, we got to make a movie night of that one.
Absolutely. That's probably one of my top 10s.
Yeah.
I
love that movie.
Yeah. But going back to
on YouTube, there's a making of. You guys got to watch on that. Let me find it for you because it's really good.
All right, I'm gonna watch it now. I'll see you guys later.
So I just have like one other like a little quick thing on The Mist that really annoyed me, but like it's a small thing that they could have done to make me just feel better about the ending, which was so the whole thing is like he's driving his Range Rover or Land Cruiser, whatever it was. And it's all about, well, we'll drive it until it runs out of gas. If they had done one thing in that montage, which they had a montage at the end there, where they just stopped once to siphon gas out of another car, that would have made me feel like better about the whole thing. It's like, oh, they're really trying to get as far as they can, as opposed to like this thing. But it's like, how many cars did you stop? or drive past that you didn't get gas from. You guys could have driven
Right.
a lot further.
Yeah.
And just one scene like that would
And
have
a
made it
better vehicle. Yeah.
And the
right.
other thought was,
Yeah,
what I
quiet.
was thinking is, in reality, that how many cars would have run out of gas? Like they wouldn't be able to drive on a road. Like all of a sudden, they're the only car stopped in the middle of the road. Like
That was the complaint I had. If you knew it was getting low, you'd find another car.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, but really, there should be
montage.
there would be cars like you wouldn't be able to drive on the road because there would be
Oh, yeah, you'd have to go
nonstop
off-road
gridlock
to-
of other
yeah.
cars that had already died.
It'd
So
be
that would
gridlock.
be good. So yeah, you add one scene where they have to drive a little bit off road to get around a bunch of cars that are stranded, and then one again part of the montage where they stop and get gas from another car. That would have shown they were actually in sort of a more realistic situation.
And then maybe they get into a space where there isn't a car between them.
They get a
and then they run out
boat.
of gas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Then they're on
like
an
going
empty,
across a desert or something.
yeah, just an empty highway in the middle of the forest or
They're on
in
the way to
middle of the
Vegas.
desert, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they started in Maine.
Oh, they're
right?
in Maine. They're always in
So-
Maine.
Yeah.
Everything's in
Right.
Maine and Stephen
Right.
King.
Stephen King. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maine.
It's a minor
Yeah, and-
complaint, but I was just screaming at the TV at that part too. Like, just stop and get gas. What are you doing?
Can I talk
Make
about
the,
something?
kid, make the kid get some gas.
Yeah, that's right.
I want to talk about something real quick on that
this up, kid.
documentary for Return of the Living Dead. So, do you remember the girl that gets totally naked? The zombie chick gets totally naked. The irony of that is the other girl. Remember the girl that's with the nerdy guy who was kind of a bitch on. Yeah, she's actually a bitch all the way through on the set. Everybody hated her, and those two didn't get along. But ironically, she was a stripper.
Trash, I think was the
Was
girl
her
that
name
got
Trash?
The
I
girl
don't
that got
remember.
naked's name. Yeah, I think so.
No, not the girl that got naked, but the other girl, the other, not the innocent one, but the other one that was hanging out with them with the dark hair and the streak of color in her hair.
Yeah, the black
hair. Yeah. So she was a stripper, and Dan O'Bannon, who was a writer of Alien, and Dark Star, and this movie, saw her in a strip club, and he goes, "Hey, do you want to be in a movie?" And what's funny is that she doesn't take her clothes off at all in the movie. Instead, they get the other girl to take off clothes.
That's because he was banging her.
Yeah,
that's cool. You don't have to take it. This chick wants to. Even though, so that was one of the questions too. Was like, was she wearing a bodysuit? Because she goes full.
Well, they talk about it in the
nude.
documentary that she's got a teeny
the merkin
latex merkin over her crotch.
That's really good though, because you can't see lines on anything.
You can't. It's like
Can't see
blended
line,
in
can it,
perfect.
Russ?
That's right.
No lines. But still, they still thought it was pretty shocking to even film with it.
There was like a down shot that looks up at her while she's dancing. That's like full on, like the camera's pointed at her.
So
crotch.
yeah, it is. But except for that, merkin could be having folds in it that make it look like it's still a crotch.
But what's the point then?
I know. It's
Just
stupid.
show the pussy if you're going to go that
It's
far.
stupid. Okay,
Crotch
so
cam.
I think it says in the documentary they originally film it, and you could see too much, and they made him refilm it, and then they put a merkin on her, and so the merkin is like a rubber
Your merkin.
triangle that just like sticks right over the hoo-ha,
The pubis.
right over the mons and the.
Steve, if you had a son, you'd give a great birds and bees talk.
Yeah.
It covers the cookie.
And that's the way the cookie's covered.
That's where the cookies crumble. Anyway, it's a really good documentary. It's almost 2 hours, but it's so detailed. It's real and high quality too. So I put the link in the IRC chat. Maybe I'll put it in the YouTube chat
or put it in Slack too, because
it's in the Slack already.
Oh, it's in Slack. Okay, cool.
Got you all.
I also put it in our group chat.
It's in.
I'll post it again later.
It's not in Slack. It's
I'm sorry, not Slack. I'm in the
Hangout
IRC.
chat.
Oh yeah, put it. Please, could you please put it in IRC or in
I'll put it in
Slack?
IRC.
Put it in the hoo-ha.
I'll put it in the hoo-ha.
I'm gonna use that word from now on. So good. The hoo-ha.
You like that?
I like that. That's
Had you not heard that before?
I don't think I have. No.
Oh, that's funny.
The who's it in the hoo cha cha? Like
The
seriously?
Cha cha, hoo ha. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Bodini.
Good.
No.
All right, it's in Slack. It's really
Way to go,
good.
Gak. You're
Yeah, it's
cut
really
off.
good.
You must be too sober.
All right,
Still
so we
in
got to talk about Endgame a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we're done.
Yeah.
It
Zero
was the end.
spoilers.
And there wasn't actually a game.
No game.
Whoa, we're getting it too
All
early.
the hype's over on it now.
Here.
Oh, party foul.
No.
Wait, show us again. What happened? Where's?
Let me get this camera. I'm maneuvering this camera that's like wrong.
Did you tinkle?
Okay, wait. So there's my empty glass, and then
unbroken.
There's beer. Yes, I caught it before it broke, but there's beer spilled all over the floor.
See, that's what happens when you're too sober.
I think so, right? Yeah.
That's a waste of good beer. Get a straw and suck it up.
Luckily,
get it on the red
beer.
I'm licking that shit up. Luckily, it was only a couple
I'm just picturing the
Let me
scene
pee
from
on
the
it
dirt
first.
right now.
Actually, there's some ants in there.
Some ants on it.
Don't worry, no one's gonna get a boner.
Snort it.
No pee boners.
That was just
I'll be right back.
disgusting part of that
It's
movie.
the opposite.
That's gross.
Yeah, that's shrinkage.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
That's too far.
Like getting a boner, is it?
Yeah.
Retract. Retract.
Retraction.
All right, end game.
So,
All right. So spoiler time.
Spoiler alert.
We have to
Everybody's seen it like
people.
5 times already. So
I've only seen it 4, so
Jim,
But if
can
you
we get
haven't
the
seen
spoiler
don't say too
siren?
much.
This would be an excellent time to stop watching this show.
yeah. Another
Immediately.
disclaimer.
Right? Yeah.
All right, that's a
There we go.
five-finger.
Whatever. You didn't miss much.
So can we just say that it was amazing that Marvel building up all these movies to
21
try
movies
to
or whatever.
Into one
just to
big
try to
cum
nail
shot.
it. They could have really fucked it up, I think, and at least it was an entertaining and kind of a cool send off to some of the heroes. And I think they wrapped up things kind of cool, and I don't know. I enjoyed it.
I did
It was
too.
sad. It was sad to see. Like I said, spoilers alert. It was sad to see, of course,
Hulk
Iron
die.
Man. Yeah, Hulk dying. I don't know how I feel about the merged Hulk, though. I don't know. Was that? Didn't he seem a little smaller too?
Well, I liked it, but I have a couple. I have two small nitpick complaints that I've amounted to after seeing it several times, and the one is, and maybe there's a deleted scene, but he talks about what he did to he spent 18 months in the lab, and he figured out to get the brains with the bronze and be the ultimate, and that's out of the comics, of course, he Professor Hulk or whatever,
Smart Hulk. Yeah.
But I want to see that. Show me that. At least do a flashback or something. I want to see, because like they really tease that in Infinity Wars. It's like, hey, Hulk, we need to talk about this. We need to figure this shit out. I want to see that.
Yeah.
Like I want to see what did he have to do? Like, did they have a conversation? I don't like that all of a sudden, oh, it's there. And I know that this movie's already super long, so they maybe they had it in the script. I don't know. But
Did he have a machine that made it so he could like do that to merge with it? I mean, it was almost like it was partly machine and partly him accepting that he's part Hulk. Like, because before he was always fighting it, that he's like he hates having that in him, he wants to get rid of it. But now he's like he's accepting that it's part of him and it is him. And
maybe I missed this from Infinity War too, but like where or maybe one of the offshoots. But like, what was the big struggle where the Hulk didn't want to come out?
Okay, the directors talk about that. Yeah, do you want to take that, Jim?
No. Go ahead.
So the directors addressed that, and they said that in the first Infinity War movie, that the reason why the Hulk won't come out, it wasn't that he was scared, because a lot of people thought that.
Yeah,
they thought he was scared of Thanos, and it wasn't that, because he likes to fight. It wasn't that at all. He was pissed. Hulk was pissed that he doesn't want to be controlled by Banner. He's not going to come out just because Banner wants him to. He'll come out when he wants to.
Right, but he doesn't want to come out even when he wants to fight. That whole thing just seems really weird and unexplained.
It was a little weird, yeah. But
like it's fine. I liked it because it was a good conflict in Infinity War. Like it's like because the Hulk's like their big gun. Like that's
and he's like, come on,
right. So it's like the fact that like it's
they're underhanded.
It's like now when you need like the big gun, he's not happening. So
that's not available.
That's a great conflict. I love that part of Infinity War.
And I think the directors talked about that too. Like they didn't. Part of the reason why they lost in Infinity War is because they didn't have their whole team together. Not everyone was together. They're all scattered and
after Civil War, they're all not.
And that's what was so fun about watching Endgame, is watching everybody at the end. That was just a crazy moment.
Yeah.
When you see Ant-Man get huge and punch that thing in the face. and you can see that girl in that Pegasus slash one of those slug things with their sword. And, and then how about that scene with the laser cannons when Thanos started to lose?
Let's say, can we go back to the Hulk real quick before we get into?
Sorry, I get all excited.
I know, poop owners.
I'm getting a poop owner over here.
He's shooting
a boner. So my other thing about Hulk, that I would have liked to have seen. So we see. And this actually kind of goes into a little bit of the big fight at the end, but we see a lot of the A-list characters taking on Thanos, and I would have liked to have seen Hulk get involved, because he, at the beginning of Infinity Wars, he loses. I would have liked to have seen I would have liked to have seen a rematch now that he has smarts on top of fighting. See him use both of that together. Because he's not just a brute force now. Now he also has intelligence, and he has experience and all this stuff. I'd like to see him work to
But he was fucked up from snapping. His arm was all fucking thrashed.
Yeah.
So
and we'll get into more. I only have one other. I guess it's a little more than a nitpick, but it's mostly it's only one other one. But we'll get into that later. So, anyways, that's Hulk.
That's Hulk.
Well, and what I actually was, since we're talking Hulk, what I'd throw in there is, in big spoiler again. We've already. I feel guilty even talking about spoilers. But he had such a lack of reaction. It felt like when Black Widow dies.
Oh,
right. This was.
Yeah, because they had kind of a little thing going.
And it was so this whole thing, and she was this huge connection for him, and then in Endgame it's like meh.
Well, he did throw a stool really far.
A bench.
A bench.
People were kidding. And go ahead.
What about if you were like a small school on the end of that?
No. People were like, and that's the bench where Captain America sits on later on. Anyways.
But he doesn't know where that bench is going. You could hit a small child that's playing on a playground somewhere.
Yeah, he smashes he smashes his fist on the platform, their little time transport platform, and he throws that. I think that's about it, though.
Yeah, but that's just it. There's so. Part of what I loved about the movie is there's all the emoting, because it's a lot of people processing, and that's part of what makes that movie so unique and so beautiful. And for there just to be such a lack of any kind of emotion, or it just felt like, okay, we have to do something, and
we gotta move along. We got other shit to do.
Move along.
And in many ways, it feels like his character is not actually, I guess, echoing or dovetailing on what Jim's saying. In some ways his character feels very underdeveloped. Now, I have not seen the Hulk movies, so it might be that's why I'm feeling that way.
You definitely don't need to.
Yeah, it has hardly a connection at all.
Yeah. But it feels like it's just not. Yeah. It does. His character doesn't feel as multidimensional as some of the other characters, especially once we remove that relationship of kind of like the way that the two.
And I feel like he really doesn't have his own movie, because it's Mark Ruffalo, and then they started doing these movies. I feel like he really doesn't have his own movie.
I heard that they can't there's some sort of legal battle where Hulk can be in a movie in a team, but he can't be in a movie on his own, because the company that was making those movies still holds some sort of right to it. So but they can put him in a team movie, but they can't have him by himself.
Well,
Marvel can't.
And Mark Ruffalo signed a 6-movie contract. He still has 1 movie
to go
to be in, and that doesn't include cameos. So so he's still got 1 more movie on his contract as a Hulk.
Who else still has contracts that are open at the end of this one?
Obviously Spider-Man.
Well, actually, Black Widow, supposedly they are going to make her movie, and she's
they've already started.
Yeah, that she's getting paid a boatload of money too for it.
I think I'm pretty sure Chris Hemsworth still has.
Yeah, I want to say yeah.
I mean, he just wants to keep making movies, which is great. But yeah, he loves that.
I do like the way his character is developed over the movies.
Yeah, he definitely slimmed up for this one.
She's getting $15 million for Scarlet, or I'm sorry, Black Widow.
Oh,
15 million, yeah.
Which is impressive because she is a mediocre actress at best.
Well, she talks to a low voice like this. She talks like this all the time.
She's just not very good.
I saw her in a really good movie called, I think it's called Beneath the Skin or Under the Skin.
Oh, that's an odd movie.
Wasn't that a weird movie?
Very weird.
Yeah, she's naked all the way through the movie, constantly. It's about an alien. She's an alien, and she seduces men and then and liquefies them for food or something. It's so weird. And then she starts to by the end of the movie, she starts to have compassion for humans and wants to be a human, and it just ends up getting herself into some trouble. It's kind of an indie film, but man, is she naked a lot. And if you want to see her naked, that's the movie to watch.
It distracts from the acting.
Yeah. What was that called? What was that movie called? It was something like Under the Skin, or
Under the Skin.
Boner Jams 5.
Under the Skin.
What was that other movie? Mark, you probably saw that other sci-fi movie she was in where she had the blue drug that was in her system.
Oh made her have superpowers. What was that? That was
I thought that was Eve or something like Adam and Eve, or I can't remember. It was like a female name something.
What was that movie?
I thought that was pretty well done.
That was she had like she got so powerful she ended up like disappearing.
Yeah.
What was that? That was like a single name movie. I can't
Somebody in the chat
remember.
will say what it is.
Yeah, someone remember that?
Oh.
I can't remember. Lucy, that's it.
Lucy, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the tip of my tongue?
Lucy. So let me talk about Captain Marvel in the movie. So get this. Her scenes were filmed before her movie.
Oh,
you know
that I knew. Yeah.
That was weird. I didn't know that. Yeah. So she didn't even know what her character really acted like or anything. So
and the hair changed, right?
The hair changed and made it short. Yeah. So what's funny
Rocket's comments about that were funny.
Yeah. But what's funny is that people like her better in Endgame because she acts like I don't know, more normal and a little more likable. But then I haven't seen Captain Marvel yet. So
no,
I
haven't. Okay.
Is it really bad?
No, but it's not. It's not great.
Yeah.
It's on the scale of all the Marvel movies. How do you rate all these movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you entertained?
Yeah. Like if I was just getting out of the theater and if this was like the 80s or 90s when people used to be like, I liked it or I didn't like it, instead of being a super critic about everything, I would say like, yeah, it's not bad. That would be my response.
Was it as bad as Iron Man 2?
Oh, I hate that movie. I thought Iron Man 2 was garbage.
I thought it was total garbage too.
I did not like. I didn't even. The motivation of the bad guy didn't make any sense.
Well,
I'm going to go after you, Tony, because I hate your daddy.
Yeah. That's exactly it. I mean, a hero is defined by the villain, and that movie has no villain.
No.
Well, not even really though, because like he's like. The angry Russian guy, and then he comes in and he's like sort of semi-villainous in the beginning, but then he kind of goes away, and then it's actually not him, it's the guy from
Hammer.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like that's kind of the villain, but then he's not really formed either. So it's like,
no,
what the fuck is Tony supposed to be fighting here?
And then at the very end, when they do have their battle, it's like a 2-second battle. Yeah.
Right.
It's like boom, it's over.
That was more my gripe of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
that was more my gripe of it. I liked all the stuff with his dad and discovering a new element and all that jazz. I actually and him like, because he kind of gives up. He's like, "Fuck, well, my life's almost over." So like there's elements of that movie that I actually really like. But I thought the villain was shallow. and yeah, I wanted to see more of a battle at the end.
Yeah, the battle was weak at the end. I wanted to see a big Iron Man battle with the main bad guy, the main villain, and it lasted a second.
if you could swap stories, Iron Man 2 with 3, like swap villains and combine, and you could make an amazing Iron Man 3 and just you could have 2 really good Iron Man movies and eliminate one of them, because like a 3 I didn't like the characteristics and all that stuff of the villains with all the heat and stuff. If they could have developed the villain in 2 the same way they did in 3, but swap characters, I think it would have been a way better movie.
Sorry, that wasn't
if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
But and Iron Man 3 actually had a kid in it that I didn't scream at the.
So wait, which is worse, Iron Man 2 or Thor 2? Because those both suck.
Was it Dark World?
Yeah.
I enjoyed Dark World.
I did.
I did.
I liked it too. I like the ending. I like the play with Loki.
But you're wrong.
Exactly.
But Mark, I will say this, Mark. I own Iron Man 2 and I don't own Thor 2. I've only seen Thor 2 in the theater, and I only saw it once. But I think I've watched it once since, though. Now that I think about it, but I don't know. I like Loki and Thor and how they play it, and the whole
those things are fun. I like those.
And Thor just overall, I think, is a fun character. I mean, whenever his movies, whenever he's on, it's almost that the almost tongue in cheekness, because he's just so fucking ridiculous.
It's so silly.
Yeah, exactly. And they acknowledge that, and I love that about the use of that character and him in the universe and his self-awareness as a character.
In that last movie, he was absolutely the most relatable character I could identify with.
And Endgame, yeah.
Playing Fortnite and he's got a big beard.
Hey, Gak, come help us out. Come on our ship. We've got beer.
You got beer.
Yeah.
Thor from Endgame is going to be the #1 Halloween costume this year.
Yeah. It was like every 40-something dude can pull that shit off.
If they have a Thor t-shirt like Buffett's bikini one, people will be wearing those at Grinkers.
Wasn't it shocking by the end of the movie, like he didn't transform from a lightning bolt like normal Hollywood would normally do it?
Yeah.
Where he's like back to normal Thor. No, he was still fat Thor.
No, sorry. People don't transform over the course of a couple days.
Right? Not from a lightning bolt from the sky. I mean, he did get his costume that way. Nope, the fat stays. Now, does the lightning bolt know to make the costume bigger when it comes down?
I like that. Iron Man, when he's walking with the sunglasses, and I'm like, oh my god, it's Lebowski, and like 2 seconds later, Iron Man's like, hey, watch it there, Lebowski, and it's
oh yeah, great. No.
Yeah. Did you guys see it now? How did any of you guys see it opening or like opening weekend, I assume? No,
I did.
Like with a full theater, like a full
I went by myself just to make things easy.
Did you were there a lot of, was it a full theater? Okay,
it was a full theater.
So did you get a lot of reactions then?
Yeah, like gasps at parts and things, yeah.
Like the Captain America with the Thor's hammer. That
was the big gasp. Yeah, that was really cool.
People
lost their shit when they saw that.
Yeah,
I lost that earlier though, right? That time when he goes to pick up the hammer.
Yeah, it nudges.
It set it all up. But
Thor actually has a look like, oh shit, he might.
Yeah, he broke.
Oh shit. Yeah, he looks at it
then he's like, I knew it.
Yeah, he knew it.
So with the Captain America thing, I was just like thoroughly confused. My brain can't handle like what really happened there. So he went back in time, and then he lived his regular life through all the shit, right?
Right. Well, there's 2 Captain Americas.
But then, so there would have been 2 simultaneous Captain Americas throughout time.
Yep. But he just avoids seeing himself.
And he had another timeline scene with his old girlfriend that like starts hinting that that's going to happen. They play at that at the beginning, a little foreshadowing.
Yep.
So presumably, he goes back, returns all the stones because that has to happen,
and the hammer.
Yep. And the hammer.
Yep. And then he has to return the hammer.
And and then basically goes back and then hooks up with a girl.
Now here's something that to blow your mind is that when Bucky and whatever the Hawk dude, the black dude,
Falcon.
They're standing there, and when they see old Captain America at the bench, Bucky already knows it's Captain America. He already knows it because he's already talked to him in the past somewhere.
Right.
And he already knows that, and he knows he can't wield the shield really either because of all his dirty past of being an assassin and stuff. So, and in the comic,
with his mind and everything,
he's still fucked up. Yeah, so it actually should go to, what's his name on that?
Sam.
It should go to Sam. Yeah.
And then there was like the whatever that special thing that would make him travel in time, right? I don't remember what it was called. The
bracelet
injection or whatever they did.
Particle or whatever. Oh,
I can't remember
particles.
Yeah, at some point they were like, we only have 7 shots at this.
Oh yeah.
And then the first test was done or whatever. Somebody screwed something up. And then they're like, okay, we don't have any extras. And that was kind of like my first thought, like, why don't you just fucking go back in time and get a bunch more of those?
Because you're smarter than the movie, Gak.
Yeah.
Where were you when they needed you?
But I think they sort of did that later.
No, they did.
Though.
They finally did.
Yeah. I always when you first see Captain America on the bench, a part of me, the first time I saw it, I was wondering, I was like, oh, is this going to be like a young Cap, like Steve Rogers? Like, is he a little kid? Like they did the whole thing with Ant-Man where like they passed time through him. And so he became like they have that whole little funny montage. And I'm like, are we going to see like a little kid Steve Rogers or is it going to be old? I knew it was going to be one or the other, but
no.
Yeah.
I dug that.
Yeah, so basically in 2012 or whatever, when all that shit happens in New York, with the first Avengers movie, our Steve Rogers, who went back in time and stayed with Peggy's like, nah, let's just stay home today. Let's go out to a movie tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not go. Who cares what's going on? The Avengers will take care of that.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably exactly what it is. Let's have another dance.
Yeah.
I love it when he fought himself, though. I thought that was bad. He's like, I can do this all day. He's like, I know you can.
He's like groaning. Yeah, it was fucking. Actually, there was a big reaction in the theater. The first couple of times I saw it, where when he goes into the elevator and you think he's going to get into this big brawl again. He's like, just like Winter Soldier, and he's like, no, I've been through all this before. I know what's going on. It just Hydra. And
see, that was great writing for that.
It's genius.
Yeah. So what's cool about these two movies, if you think about some of the best Marvel films were made by those two directors, because they made they made Winter Soldier. They made the Winter Soldier and the Civil War movie. Yeah. They made those back to back. So those two brothers, I think they're brothers, right?
Yep. The Russo brothers.
The Russo brothers, yeah. So they made Winter Soldier and Civil War, which are awesome Marvel films, and then they make this awesome ending. I mean, they know how to like do some clever writing like that with the whole elevator scene, which was taken right from Winter Soldier. I mean,
what's interesting is that and I'm not going to pick on, but I'm going to ask Carrie to elaborate. Carrie actually didn't. We watched Civil War together. We watched Iron Man 3 and Civil War together. And you weren't a big fan of Civil War, right?
Nope, not at all.
Oh, because they fought each other.
Yeah, it just and it's been so many hours worth of viewing since I've seen it, and I don't remember movies well anyway.
Yeah,
it's like I've lost some of the detail, but yeah, I did not. It just they fought each other. It just kind of I don't know. I just there was nothing about the movie that I shouldn't say nothing, but it wasn't something where I found it an enjoyable viewing experience. Like there was
like the conflict between Stark and Captain America kind of thing, or
I did not enjoy the movie. It's not that it was a bad movie, but I just didn't enjoy it, and I was glad to be done of it.
You're wrong.
It was. I think the movie of the series. I think it's the movie. I know, and I've not seen all of the movies, but I think of the series that's definitely, if not the one that I like the least. One of the ones I liked the absolute least.
Really? Did you see Age of Ultron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one.
Oh no.
I liked it. I know. What can I say? But
maybe I'm wrong.
It was, but, you know,
so far I'm right with you, Steve.
I enjoyed it. It wasn't necessary, and it isn't necessarily that it's even like, you know, certainly the Civil War furthered the plot more, and you know, but it, just in terms of sitting and down and just fucking enjoying watching a movie, I got more of a kick out of that.
Okay.
And you know, even though it was just I just enjoy. It was a more enjoyable viewing experience.
It is a bit of a downer, Civil War. I mean, because it's like, you know, Tony Stark almost crying. You know, you killed my mom. You know, that old thing. But the problem I had with Age of Ultron is it felt like a very rushed movie. The script and everything felt rushed to me. Like the scene where they decide to create Vision was just so weird, you know, and and Tony Stark's like, no, we got to do the experiment again, and
it feels really forced. Yeah,
it felt really odd and rushed. Everything felt really rushed in that movie to me.
Yeah, and there were definitely parts of it. Like I agree, there are parts where there was a little bit of like a what? But just I think overall I enjoyed the dialogue and the banter and what was, you know, I enjoyed that movie, and I did not enjoy. Civil War to me was just dark and not fun and unpleasant, and I was ready to be done with it.
I enjoy watching heroes fight each other, so that's why I like the first Avengers where they first meet. Remember how like they showed Iron Man fighting Captain America, and the beams are bending, and I know it was Thor
and Iron Man.
Yeah, Thor.
And then Captain America
comes in and intervenes, and that was really cool. Where he brings up his shield, and the shockwave from the hammer like brings trees down, and I don't know. It was just fun. It was just fun to watch. Yeah. And Hulk can turn on the Hulk at one moment, you know. Where
I'm trying to remember. It's been a little while since I've seen the movie, but there was a few things. Like there was one I remember they were talking about being kind of controversial or whatever, about them talking about there being a scene where they were discussing a gay relationship or something like that. And it was kind of early on in the movie, and they barely even really, they kind of sort of hinted at it. I think it was
between who?
It was one of the directors, I want to say, of the movie. Am I confusing this with a different movie? I don't know.
Yeah,
anyway.
Well, in Endgame, there is a scene where Captain America is holding kind of a coping.
He's in like a help group, right?
Help group, yes. and one of the directors is playing a role, and he is gay. He is,
But they hinted at it didn't seem like they were very obvious about it. They were kind of hinting at that it was a relationship with another man in the movie or something like that.
Well, this was obvious.
I mean, that was very obvious.
Yeah.
So
Okay, maybe
I don't know.
It didn't seem obvious enough to me, I guess. I don't know. I just want to see two dudes make out, I guess. I don't know.
Well, he was talking about his date with his guy, and he's going to be seeing his guy again.
Yeah.
So.
Endgame, the director's cut.
In the Incredible Hulk.
The unclipped version.
Nice.
But I don't know. To me, it didn't seem like, I was like, really? People were making a fuss about that? I'm like,
that's the support group scene. It has to be that he's talking about,
that's
right?
Yeah, and that was
because
but it seemed like there was. I had coworkers saying they heard stories and people talking about this is like the first scene in any of the Marvel movies where they kind of hint at a gay relationship or something like
and everybody get their panties in a bunch.
Yeah, and I'm like, seriously, that was like nothing. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Guess what? There's gay people in the world.
Like,
when
they have
Ken
relationships.
makes a gay scene, he makes a scene.
It's not like they show two guys like bending over a sink and taking.
He doesn't. They're snapping fingers over the top of the head and hip things. And,
he doesn't beat around the bush. He shows the bush.
My superpower is rusty trombone.
I absolutely love how Steve made a fucking sexist joke to protect a gay joke. Fucking
on this show,
right?
It's no holds barred on this show.
And in a bunch about two guys kissing.
You can hear the disclaimer. The disclaimer was played. Don't sue us.
I apologize for the sexist comment.
Why can't you grow an ass?
And it does.
I'm old school. Sorry.
He's a racist.
So to dabble on the sexist comment, then later in the movie, there was like I think it was like my coworkers making comments about it. Like it seemed like it was a little too much. Like they were trying to push it a little too much. There's like a scene where there's like a bunch of female superheroes, like kind of saving the day or something, right?
No, they're lining up to help Captain Marvel get the gauntlet into the van, basically with the thing, and so
but some people were like, "That was a little ridiculous." Did they really have to make that scene? I don't know. It didn't bother me at all, but I mean,
it's a 3-hour movie, and it's like a 10-second little. Like,
Exactly.
We can have so many scenes of all of men all being together and kicking ass, and it's like, oh, that's normal. But if it do all women, then now they're just doing
the feminists, right? Oh God,
right? Oh, look what they have to do. Equal.
They should have cut that and showed Hulk figure it out.
Yeah, right. Like,
right, Jim.
I do have to admit, I did roll my eyes a little bit about that because it did feel so contrived. Like
that was the kind of the comments I heard from other people.
It's not that it was just a little bit of like they're feeling the need to put this in.
But you could make that argument though with the first Avengers movie where all the characters are getting ready, cocking their gun and their weapons, and the camera zooms
the camera
around.
360.
Them.
Yeah.
Totally
That's a hero shot though.
Yeah, well, so was this. Like, could make
there's a hero shot with all the feminists. Remember the feminine scene where all the 5 women take on, fighting the battle.
That's what I was talking about.
At the end battle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Welcome to the conversation.
I thought you were talking about the Avengers part where it goes 360.
No, that's my comparison with all the.
Oh, gotcha.
That we've been talking about.
I just came in on the conversation right now.
Get a drink.
We're having spoilers.
It's just that it felt contrived. It felt like, oh, this has got to be the one for the girl power scene, and it's like, I have no problem with it at all.
I don't care.
It's just it was a little bit like it felt contrived. It felt like
but again, how many scenes are all men, and you never think, oh, this feels contrived.
True. Yeah.
I mean, we just need to kind of change our paradigm.
This is why I like that.
I'll agree that it's a paradigm shift. However, these stories were written by dudes for dudes. That's how
back in the 60s or whatever.
No, this is Infinity War stuff. This is 90s.
Oh,
yeah, this is 90s.
Oh, I thought we were talking.
I don't know.
I get it. Like I said, I'm not making an argument against it.
Yeah,
but it just felt contrived.
You do recognize it when you see it.
I do. But on the other hand, actually, that's kind of the cool thing about the comics. And now, granted, I am not a comics reader, but my understanding is, I mean, they didn't just make these characters up who are female in order to placate a 2019 audience. So the comics are actually pretty cool because you have, going back decades, these strong female characters.
Yes.
So
Wonder Woman's one of my favorite comic characters.
Yeah,
right.
So I mean, that whole Avengers series isn't really Captain Marvel the ultimate superhero kind of.
She's Superman on Marvel's side.
Yep.
Yeah. So the whole, like, I mean, granted, they're all buxom and hot, but the whole but the argument is like, well, this is written by dudes for dudes.
Baby.
Yeah.
And no one was taking a shit.
Black Widow has a nice ass. I said it.
So do you know the scene where Captain Marvel goes up to Peter Parker and he's like, hey, I'm Peter, and she's like, hi, Peter Parker. So I guess in the comic book,
and then he unzipped his pants.
In the comic book, I guess they have a love affair.
Dude, that would have been.
Peter Parker and who? Mark?
Do I?
Captain Marvel and Spider-Man have a thing. Yeah, in the comics. So. And that's why there's sort of like, she kind of thinks he's cute, but she's like still looking at him that he's young, but maybe he's looking at her going like, oh, you're hot, but here's the Thanos glove, and hi,
going after that Captain Marvel cougar action. Huh?
They were trying to show chemistry between the two.
He's a high school student, by the way, guys.
Captain Cougar.
By the way, let's talk loopholes on that. So he's gone for 5 years, dusted. When he comes back. And he goes back to high school, and everybody from his high school is still there too. Didn't they graduate already?
No.
Well, apparently that's all addressed in the movie.
It is?
Apparently, in the next movie, in the Spider-Man movie, that's the Far From Home. That's coming.
Maybe your friends were dusted too. Maybe that happened. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
so
anyway, it's kind of between him and her.
I don't think this is any kind of spoiler. My son said something.
Well, then
like,
don't say it.
Yes. I know. My son said something like somehow they're going to eventually integrate the X-Men and Marvel.
Yes, because Fox is
the Avengers and the X-Men guys are going to integrate somehow, right?
Yep.
Was there any kind of like hints or Easter eggs or anything in Endgame that's hints to that? I don't know. I didn't see any.
I don't think so.
No. I've heard theories that this whole thing about with the time travel and the snaps and opening up these breaches into other universes and worlds and stuff like that and timelines is going to be the reason for or the segue for introducing the mutants.
Yeah, because X-Men, the whole franchise is all borked up, fucked up, wrong. So they got to reboot that whole thing.
Because in Spider-Man Far From Home, if you've watched the trailers, they're explaining that when the snaps happened, that opened up a breach into the multiverse, into other universes. And so the theories and the rumors is that that's how the X-Men characters are going to.
This is all Disney, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So somehow they're going to have to integrate Star Wars into it, right?
God, I hope not. Oh,
Pizza Jar Jar Binks. Boom.
Yeah.
Lightsabers back with R2D2 and say, "Look what I found."
What do they call the Infinity Stones or all the stones? That's what the lightsaber stuff is made out of.
Crystals.
Yeah, there you
go. No, don't snap your lightsaber.
You heard it here first.
We want the purple one.
Give them like another 5 or 10 years, they'll mash it all up, right?
Wow. So here's an interesting thought. Guardians of the Galaxy, speaking of that, Gamora has no memory of their relationship with Star-Lord. And Star-Lord's like, "Hey, Gamora," and tries to hug her, and she like kicks his ass. And then because she doesn't have any history or memory with them or anything. So it's just odd that like she died, but yet they brought her back in such a interesting way that she's the young Gamora now.
Yeah.
And now the next movie will be all about
timeline. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's like Loki. You know,
yeah,
Loki's somewhere too now.
Yeah, that's another thing. Loki was killed, but yet
all his timelines, these alternate timelines.
Yeah.
And that's something when I get the Blu-ray for Endgame, I'm gonna have to watch that little scene where Hulk is explaining how time travel works. Because like I've seen the movie 4 times, and I'm always like, wait, what? You know.
Well, if you change something, you can divert it. So there's this timeline.
Yeah.
So
right, you make a new timeline, but the way that he explains it isn't that cut and dry. It's like, think about it. If you change the present is now the past, and if the past is the past, it's now the future. Oh my god! And then fucking what's her name is like, yep, that's how it works. Or you know,
it should be like Austin Powers. Don't worry about it. Just have a good time.
Yeah. What's the android the Gamora's sister's name? Nebula. Yeah.
The hot blue chick.
Right. Who was originally in Doctor Who.
Yes.
And I will just say I was really impressed with the way that the Avengers move, like all these movies are integrated into each other. And they can stand, many of them can stand alone and still work into like just an amazing, like mind-boggling. How did they get all this to line up over such a period of time? And the only thing that I can think of, the only series I can think of that does a better job of that than this movie, or I should say is more impressive than this movie, this series of movies, is Doctor Who. And so it was kind of fun to have, because I mean that basically is taking a series that started 50 years ago, and they bring it through, and you're like, oh my god, they managed to bring in and make sense of things that happened, decades ago.
Yeah, they refer to things in the past. Yeah,
and explain things that you're like, oh, now granted, some of the very early episodes were inconsistent within themselves. But
if Doctor Who can't explain it, he always goes timey-wimey.
Whatever.
Wibbly wobbly. Yeah, and that's writers who can't.
So unfortunately for me, Doctor Who and The Matrix, my brother just like ruined it for me because he was so hyper obsessed with both of those. He was constantly watching the Doctor Who's in the 80s. And I'm like, I can't handle this. No. So I just never got into it. I guess I gotta need to give it a shot.
Yeah, well, at least pick it up with when they brought the Doctor Who back with
David Tennant.
Yeah, it was.
But don't you kind of need the background of the first?
No, actually, you don't, and it doesn't.
Really.
You don't have. So there's a Doctor before the modern Doctor before David Tennant. I'm blanking on his name right now, but he was there for the first year, and then David Tennant, who's my Doctor. I mean, my first Doctor he's not my first Doctor, but he's my Doctor. Yeah, you could pick it up just with the David Tennant, but I forgot the actor who played him right before when they revamped the series. But you don't have to go back to the old stuff at all.
The comical guy. He's kind of too goofy a little bit.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name. He was in the G.I. Joe movie. I can't remember his name.
I mean, all I remember was
and knowing is half the battle.
I just remember seeing those exterminate robots or whatever.
Daleks.
Robots. I'm like, what the hell is this all about? Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot you with
my
toilet plunger.
Yes.
Christopher Eccleston. Christopher Eccleston was the 9th Doctor, which is where it picks up back when he starts it in in the 2000s, and then David Tennant is the 10th Doctor, and he's on there for a long time. And my God! And then she was in the series.
Yeah, the one you told me about.
Yeah, exactly.
I still
but anyway,
see that.
And then the actress who plays Nebula is one of the companions later on.
Yep.
I love Nebula's scenes in Endgame. Her stuff with Tony at the beginning on the ship was great.
Mm-hmm. I just wish they had more interaction after that. It's almost like they didn't even speak to each other after that. You think they would have bonded?
Speaking the same voice throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, just bringing together the characters. I mean, it's just so much damn fun. Like it's just. I mean, that movie is just so enjoyable on so many levels. And I love the reactions as the different characters meet each other, and you just kind of see this.
Bill the Bear.
Yeah.
How'd you like it when Thor goes to see his mom, and the mom starts like outing him? You're like, you're not the old Thor. He's like, I know I'm not a mommy.
Tony's reaction to Rocket when he's like, for a second I thought you were Bill the Bear.
Bill the Bear. He's got an insult for everybody.
Yeah, rabbit.
Rabbit.
I'm not crying. Yes, I am.
That's it.
Oh my God, that is.
There's a big wine cellar right down here. Aren't you drunk enough already? Yeah.
You know what's funny is that you can see the better writing with the Russo brothers with how they handled Thor's mom than any of the whole movies that she was in. The poor writing with her. You know what I mean? It was like, why couldn't she have been that cool in the Thor movies? She's like hardly got anything to do.
Yeah, that's true.
But the Russo brothers know how to write good superhero, content scripts. So
not to take away, but someone who hasn't been on in a while, Nagy from Germany, is actually on YouTube right now.
No.
Nagy.
Nagy
from Germany.
It's 7 a.m. 7:17 a.m.
Oh, yikes.
Time. So he's watching us drinking coffee, maybe with some Kahlua.
He's in the YouTube chat.
Hopefully, hopefully he's seen Endgame. Otherwise,
I was gonna say, they haven't gotten it yet.
That'd be bad.
It's coming to theaters this week.
They're getting the second Thor movie right now.
You can see Hulk's penis in this one. Yeah. The big dog.
Does it get big too?
Only when someone takes the shit in the purple room.
Does he have to have sex angry sex every time?
Oh my God. Could you bring them out? You know what I mean, don't you? Yeah.
Hopefully she hulks in that one. Yeah.
Once you go green, then you'll scream.
I don't know anything about that Hulk comic. Does the She-Hulk and Hulk ever get it on? I don't know. I hope so.
Would their babies start off as mini Hulks, or like
maybe?
How would would
bulks?
Talk about having trouble finding childcare.
Oh,
so you don't have like a favorite movie from the whole 21 or 22 movies?
I do, but I don't know if it's a popular
I
opinion.
don't know. I mean, the first Iron Man I thought was just fantastic.
Yeah, that was pretty darn good. I didn't like the end battle though. I thought that was another one that was a little too short.
Yeah, the whole thing about like, oh, the altitude problem. Did you fix that?
That
well,
and it was the Tron dude, right?
Yeah, it was Jeff Bridges.
It's the dude.
Yeah, the dude.
Jeff Bridges in a suit, and him, and the battle was really short. And I was like,
But I mean, I just love the whole. He's an arms dealer, and he's doing some sketchy stuff, and then all this things happen with him in the desert, and then he has this, like
partying with chicks.
And he like contemplates his whole life, and he turns it around. And yes, I said this before. They did somehow tie it in, and there was a story of him considering suicide and having Burger King. I sent you guys the link.
Yeah.
There is a tie into that with the first movie, but
with the burger,
yeah.
That's all he wanted after he got out of the desert. A hamburger.
I mean,
take me to a hamburger place first.
And like the way they did the suit and everything, it seems like, I mean, definitely super futuristic science stuff, but it's like seems like a teeny tiny bit of that could happen possibly in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Like a 1/100th of a million%. But like the Hulk and Thor, that's all super fantasy. Like,
yeah, well, you had to start out ground it in reality first, and then take baby steps. If you notice, like the X-Men never went like to space and shit, like the Marvel movies did. Like they never did the cosmic universe, which was one thing I thought was brave of Marvel, at least trying to go that route, because then you can make some really killer stories, pull them from the comics. If you try to be safe and cheap because they're keeping it on Earth, you don't. Your stories start getting, we got to fight the government again. We got to fight the government again. There's a lot of other space shit with X-Men that they don't tap into at all. Like with what they could
X-Men
do.
or
that's what I'm saying. There's no galaxy shit with X-Men. It's always ground based on Earth.
The Avengers.
Because and it's cool that but like you said, they grounded it on keep it in in the desert with the humans and all that stuff, and then later bring on crazier shit. Like start with baby steps. And that was cool.
So I don't even know. I mean, in the original comic book series, was it really? It was Spider-Man? Really wasn't that Stan Lee's first comic book out of any of the Avengers?
I don't know if that was his first. Andrew, do you know?
I mean, out of the Avengers group, let's say.
I mean, they were that Fantastic Four and a bunch of other stuff, but
that wouldn't be part of the Avengers, though, right? I mean,
I don't know Marvel stuff.
If you just talk about all the characters in the Avengers, I would assume that Spider-Man was the first that Stan Lee worked on or did.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, I'm sure the internet could tell us, but
yeah, I'm not sure on that, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see where they go from here. Now that we don't have Iron Man, which is kind of a bummer, but I'm sure they're going to start introducing more heroes. Like we haven't seen Dazzler, the disco hero. Yeah,
that's like influence of the times of when he was creating characters, right? He's like, it's the late 70s. Everybody's having group sex and I don't
cocaine.
Know. Yes, exactly.
And
disco balls.
He basically shoots disco ball light out of her.
Makes stuff sparkle.
Supposedly, I guess she was in one of the X-Men movies. Real quick,
the superpower, all right.
I think was it Origins? The one that had the shitty Deadpool with the mouth covered. What was that one, Andrew?
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Oh, it was horrible. Ugh.
Yeah, there's a couple of the X-Men movies I didn't see.
Yeah, but
I never saw the first Phoenix one. Because people were like, just don't even fucking bother. So I was like, cool.
See, that's another one of the fuck ups I was talking about. Like where they fight Apocalypse, she unleashes the Phoenix on him to destroy him in the movie. But then this new, the X-Men, and then that was the Age of the Apocalypse movie, and then this new movie that's coming out, it shows her how she gets the Phoenix, but yet it's supposed to be after the events of Apocalypse. So they show it in the commercial. I'm not spoiling anything. So what the hell? Like your continuity is so fucked up.
Yeah.
Like get your shit together, X-Men. They just can't.
I agree. There was not. It didn't follow the timeline. I actually saw the movie last weekend. I'm just saying, in my opinion, it didn't seem like it fell in line with the timeline of all the other movies.
Yeah. It's a big mess, and his horsemen weren't the horsemen that were in that movie either. Like, you know, Olivia Munn is Psylocke. You know, she wasn't one of the horsemen, and either was Storm and all that other shit. Oh, it's just so stupid. I don't know.
What do you guys think about any of the Avengers movies? Like, which were your favorites?
Looking back, I mean, I'd say like the best overall movie that I felt was Infinity War. I thought it was way better than Endgame. I thought it was just a great. I mean, obviously, it focuses really heavily on Thanos' story, and he's like the villain, right? And then it's like the argument I was making before, which is that I think the villain defines the heroes.
If you have a really good villain,
and he's a phenomenal villain.
Yeah,
because he's so. I mean, you can see his argument. You can see why he believes that. He's the good guy. He's saving everybody, and it really sucks and it hurts him. But this is how we save the. This is how we save the universe.
Although,
and
if he has the stones of like reality and power and all that, why couldn't he just snap his fingers and double the resources?
That's what a lot of people talked about that, and supposedly maybe is it a thing where can he only do that? Is there a limitation to that doing something like that?
They undid it.
Yeah, but resources might be different than this killing everybody. I don't know.
He could change reality. He turned people into like sausage creatures.
Yeah, but as soon as he left, it changes. So maybe it's localized, though.
Yeah, but
maybe it's within a 10-mile radius.
Oh, come on!
When they leave, they all re-ravel back to normal.
Like the ultimate power of everything in the universe.
Why didn't he just keep them as keep them as ribbons?
And you know, and the issue, I will say, one of the issues I have, and I'd mentioned this to Jim when they first introduced, and I don't remember the gal's name, the character who is she has the twin, and they're, she can do she can mesmerize people.
Oh, Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. Okay, Scarlet Witch. There we go.
Yeah.
When they introduced her, because realize I haven't read any of these comics, so I don't know any of these characters ahead of time.
Yeah,
but when they introduced her in whichever was that Infinity Wars, when
she was in
or was she in
the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, one of the
Winter Soldier
American movies, I think.
Okay, Winter Soldier. Okay, but when they introduced her, my reaction was, oh shit! Like, this is, of all the characters we've seen so far, she has the most potential she is the most powerful, hands down, and because of her ability to mess with people's minds, much like Thanos, and what he acquires, and it's almost like as they go along, it's almost like the writers don't know what the hell to do with it, because you see that
she doesn't do it again.
She doesn't do it very much, exactly. Because quite frankly, if she did, she would fucking rule that shit. Like, I mean, that it's almost like too much power for the writers
exactly.
To make
exactly, Carrie. And it was almost like we almost don't want to have her do that power because it's too powerful. So we'll just make her she's telekinetic, where she can move objects.
Exactly.
But she did fuck up Thanos because she was pissed off of him killing Vision. And she was crushing him, and he's like, "Bring down the lasers from the carrier, stop this bitch."
All right. Oh, so that was my other I alluded to earlier. I had one other nitpick, and this one's bigger than the Hulk stuff. And why the fuck is Thanos without the gauntlet so much more powerful in this movie than in fucking Infinity War when he had the gauntlet? It makes no fucking sense to me, and it pissed me off. I'm like, there's no reason he should be putting up this much of a fight. Iron Man all by himself held his own for a little while. Thor nearly killed him. And all three of those, and Captain America, all three of those guys are fighting him all at once. He's never fought them before, has no fucking idea, and they all have experience. Give me a fucking break. Why that was such a battle, and
to make it exciting. That's why.
Even Captain, and
he had his double blade this time.
That was kind of a
I love the double blade. He's like blocking the lightning, spinning it.
They got that from Dead Cells.
Oh, that was fucking rad. Dead Cells.
He should not have lasted. I mean, and with
was that a game?
And with Captain Marvel and all that stuff, and then he, to fend her off, he grabs the Power Stone out of the gauntlet and punches her with it, which they've never established that you can even do that. it was kind of. I thought that was a bit ridiculous.
I mean, talk about stuff like in the end too. Like, how the fuck did like Tony Stark's little glove and Tony Stark by himself handle that much power? When
I don't know if you saw my. I don't know if you saw my post on Clav, but I said the same thing.
Stone.
I said the same thing. I'm like, now, upon additional viewings, it takes a toll on him when he puts on, but not nearly the extent of anyone else.
But yeah. Look at what the toll that the Power Stone by itself, not with the other stones, took on the entire Guardians of the Galaxy, including Star-Lord, who's half god.
Yeah.
And yet Tony Stark is able to hold all the stones in this homemade techno.
Yeah, was it the suit that helped it? I don't know.
That
but
just seemed a little bit.
But I actually posted that on Clav in their spoilers chat about Endgame. As that was one of my other nitpicks earlier on that I kind of I've kind of let slide a little bit upon additional viewings. But I was like, why didn't those stones like fucking just destroy him when he first put the thing on?
I mean, nearly fucked up the entire Guardians of the Galaxy. Pretty well fucked up Ronan when he first put it on. I mean, that took a big hit on him when he put it on his hammer.
Yeah, he had to throw it to the hammer because it was hurting him holding it.
Yeah,
Like, and how about the one girl held it and she exploded?
Right. Yeah, That's what happens to normal people like Tony Stark, who's really
you can't.
He's really smart and rich.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Superpower. He's smart and rich.
Yeah, but yet he can hold all the stones, and
I
fucked him up a little bit, but.
I dug that they didn't tell the audience, but Tony pre-programmed nanobots to be able to transfer the gems to another glove. Because that's what he did. Yeah, all he had to do was touch the other glove and tell the other nanobots on Thanos's glove to, hey, bring me those gems over to my glove. Because that's what he does really quick, Because when he holds up his glove, the nanobots are bringing him up to his knuckles, So
how do the nanobots hold the stones too? Fuck,
oh,
yeah, and
they're not people; they're robots.
I heard from the directors was a reshoot too.
Yeah, it was. It actually was. Yep.
Because originally he just smiled and snapped.
Yep, and then snapped. And then months later,
that would have been a really good place to bring. I mean, I know that he was fucked up, but like bring Hulk back in because like figure Hulk could be if any of the
he had his other arm
could potentially hold the stones, right? I mean that kind of strength.
You got to make another glove that's the other hand.
But his sacrifice wouldn't have been as it's all about the story and the arc.
So Tony Hawk Tony Stark.
Just to bring it back,
super skateboarder.
So they were in the editing room, and one of their editors came up with that. Like, hey, let's make a callback to Iron Man 1, saying because they kept sitting there going, he's not saying anything. He's got to say something.
Thanos says, "I am inevitable."
I am, inevitable. Yeah, and then he goes, "Well, I am Iron Man," and then they're like,
"So badass."
We gotta have him say that. So they call Robert Downey Jr. and he said he had to go to like a dark place to be all thrashed from all sad before he does it. He's
they had trouble getting him.
Yeah, he didn't want to do it. He's like, no, I don't want to do that again. That was really hard for me to get to that place and be in that moment.
I've kind of crossed off the Marvel movies.
I'm done with this. Yeah. But they just kept calling him and calling him.
I heard that they had his producer or something. They had a connection with. And his producer or agent or whatever talked him into it. And he's like, "You need to do this." Yeah,
because it is cool. I'm glad he does.
It's such a perfect line.
It's a great bookend to Iron Man. Great bookend. Yep. So yes, I mean, are we ever going to get a big blockbuster like this again? I mean, this is like an epic moment that
And to be fair, I'm ready for a break now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
it needs to have a break. Mm-hmm. I mean, think about how many years was it? 10 years of movies? Is that?
Yeah.
And
I guess technically it would be
2008, 9.
Yeah, 2008 was Iron Man 1.
Yeah.
And it's just like an epic moment that they pulled it off. They stuck the landing, as they say, because it could have been a disaster. It could have been horrible,
Could have been a Star Wars movie. It could have been a Star Wars Episode 1,
Oh, with Jar Jar and stuff.
Yeah.
Misa gonna die.
Put on the
Misa
gauntlet,
Jar Jar
Jar.
Binks.
Yeah. And I am Misa Jar Jar.
Ooh, I step in doo doo.
I'm surprised someone hasn't edited that in. Yeah. Misa get boner from poo poo. Yeah. Oh no.
God.
Well,
heavy movie episode.
Yeah,
for sure.
So that was Endgame, everybody. Go see it.
Yeah.
There you go. Can we safely let people know that we're done giving spoilers? Although I imagine we're also going to be wrapping things up.
and spoilers.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Gabriella, who's like hasn't seen the movie.
Well, we did say that there were spoilers.
Okay, hold on. Are we done with spoilers for the night? Because we got like 3 people that have muted us.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we're done.
We're done with spoilers. Okay.
Okay. Are you gonna post?
Segueing back into the arcade realm. Speaking of Endgame, I have finished my arcade project, the recording project.
Nice.
Yeah,
What's that
I
say on it?
Posted pictures on Slack. Safe case. I don't know what's the name.
Oh,
of the
I thought you made
hard
that.
case.
Okay.
No, that would have been cool, I guess. Thanks for bringing me down, Steve. No.
So you made your own.
I bought a hard case, so yeah. This will actually transform into it. This will transform into my Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
It's like an Iron Man 2, the case that he's got. No.
Yeah. Open it up and step in it.
Yeah. And break everything. It didn't work. Damn it.
It just looks like something from like 24, where 2 chemicals mix together and then it makes a big giant explosion.
Oh, or in Die Hard with a Vengeance, or Die Hard 3, where they've got the case that the 2 chemicals mix to make a bomb, and
I mean that's something. Yeah.
But yes, so this. I got
tech.
Even room for the remote. That's when you know you did it right.
This is really difficult to do.
In the inside, it's soundproof.
Yeah.
There.
You got a little recording studio in there.
Wait, you need to present.
Oh, wait, yeah, we should.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I should just show you the pictures because it's so much easier than doing this. But yeah, so underneath here is another. There's something underneath there. That's my upscalers underneath there, the Framemeister, and then you got headphone amp down. Fuck, this is impossible.
I don't know your cable management there. I see a couple wires crossed. I think you need to start from scratch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to start over. So then let me close this up, and I'll show you the outside where all the connectors are. But yeah, you could see. I'm just gonna pull up some pictures. That'll be easier.
Jim's selling these, everybody, for $29.95. So just
$2,995, right? Get it right.
All right, let me
just do a message him on Clav, and they'll make you one easy peasy.
He's gonna bring he's gonna bring 3 of them to Grinkers as prizes.
What was that? What was that folder mark porn?
You're seeing things there because
Okay.
I've never watched porn in my life.
You mean projects there, genius? I mean, we have to understand Seabart's language. It would be P2RN or something, if he was spelling. So
I just don't label it porn.
I saw a top 3 horror. I think that's code word for
There you go.
Other horrors.
Yeah.
Wow, nice audio inject.
Bedroom horror.
Yeah. Impressive.
And that's as small as those 1/4 inch. Andrew. Like that was about as good as I could get it. And keep in mind how much shit. I'll show you how much stuff is actually crammed into this little case. It's not very very big, but
Orange Whip told me he made a smaller one and it's better.
and he's got 12 of them. I forgot. Yeah. So and then this is power. I had to obviously I had to cut a power cord, so I just threw.
So does it just all run inside the case when you run it?
Yeah. So like I can have the remotes in there when I'm got it all packed up, but then of course when I'm going to be running something, I'll pull those out, and then I'll pull off the foam here to reveal the OSSC. I don't need to see this. It runs cool enough with having the insulation on there, but but I have no reason.
So you
not to
open it when you actually are using it, or do you keep it closed? Okay.
I usually open it because I want to be able to adjust my this is my
that
headphone
was my
amp.
next question. Yeah.
So adjusting my headphones.
Cool.
Yeah. So this is it powered on, and so I've got a little obviously a little power strip here. All the wiring and everything is mostly all neat and tidy underneath all of this stuff. But like I said, underneath the OSSC is the FrameMeister, my upscaler that sits underneath there. So so there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3. There's 4 devices and then the power strip ultimately.
I can't wait. I can't wait till you take this through the airport security.
So I assume you have
get
to
ready for.
So each game you have to tweak the video signal, right? Is that correct? You don't.
So no. So let me go back. So this is my splitter device, the Splitfire that Mike Mann's buddy, another Mike, made. And this has 2 pots on the side. One is audio gain and one is video gain. So I can just crank that and adjust and that'll adjust basically the brightness and contrast in one pot. It'll adjust.
But each game you hook up to, you might have to tweak those a little bit.
I might have to turn this pot a little bit to get to where I want.
That's
but
what
I don't need to.
like...
But I don't need to adjust the monitor at all because this entirely passes through and it buffers the signal. So if you looked at your game, you wouldn't know if this was attached to it or not. It's only going to pass the signal through. Now, when it comes through here, these pots adjust the signal that's going into the capture device. It doesn't affect the monitor. Yeah. So it's actually a perfect solution. Now I know that he's working according to Mike, he's working on a version 2 that's going to have because after he saw what I was doing with it, I think he got some ideas that he's going to be putting like actual headers and your typical monitor connectors on there rather than this being a JAMA only, because that's what this is. This is a JAMA device. It's made for JAMA games. All I did was I took a JAMA extension harness, cut it in half, attached it to both sides, and then just added these Molexes onto it so that I could connect it to any cabinet.
And then from the Molex, you have to do a custom harness to each game.
In each game, yeah. So and that was the real painstaking process was going through each of my games, basically making an extension harness from the monitor and bringing that up to the coin door so that I could just unplug that Molex and then plug this in. And so one of these takes the signal from the board and the other one sends it back into the monitor. Just like making it basically no different than if you were installing this the way it was meant to be in a JAMA game and just as a JAMA adapter, just sandwiching it on the board.
So there's a signal that goes into the monitor, right? On your game board harness.
Yep.
And then so you kind of like splice into that and tee off of it to this.
Yeah. So I've got, you see, I've got this video in right here and this video out. So inside each of my cabinets, I've made an extension harness with these exact same Molexes, and those come up to the coin door.
You technically have 2 harnesses coming out of your cabinet then.
One for audio and one for video.
Okay.
So think of it this way. I've got, think of it if these were connected, that's my extension harness inside my cabinet. All I've done is taken a harness going from the monitor chassis and one going from the game PCB and connecting them using the same style of Molex. That way, when I disconnect them from the coin door, I plug one of those into here and I plug one into here. And so this sends the signal into the monitor. This one pulls it from the game PCB.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
And then when you're not hooking up to this unit, you just plug that harness into itself.
Yep.
In the machine. Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're splicing in the middle of a harness.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
And when I do my video, I'll obviously show how that all works.
Now it makes sense now.
Yeah, and then so on the other side, the audio out, which actually comes from so this sends, that's a bad picture. This sends audio out as well. and that's what this pod adjusts is the audio level. And so what I've got going on here is that's coming out with a little extension cable, the audio out. This runs into my basically my audio interface, my like sound mixer into my computer, and then the HDMI out. This runs right into my capture card, and that's basically how everything works. The headphone amp is necessary, so that's why there's two audio ins.
And video capture cards are actually relatively cheap now, right?
They range all over the place. I have the Elgato, was it the HD 60 Pro or whatever, which is an internal card. You can get external ones. They range all over the place, honestly, from like $80 to like as much to like 400, depending on what you want to do.
We had this honestly at my work. We had this box of a whole bunch of like random cards, and I'm like, "What are these things?" And they said it was a video capture card because they had to do with the LED displays. I looked it up. They originally were like $2,000.
Oh
like
shit!
Some of those really high end video capture cards, $2,000.
Oh yes, especially some of the like uncompressed. Yeah, they're ridiculous. Some of them, especially if they do all the encoding and stuff on the card itself, all the hardware. So that's why I have two audio ins. One, this is from, well, actually both of these are from the game. But the thing is that my the way that I did the audio is I basically took the wiring going into the speaker, spliced in a connector, and so what ends up happening is that when I break that and I plug in my harness to run the audio into here, I no longer have audio going into the game speaker. And that's why I have this guy here, which runs into my headphone amp so that I can wear headphones and hear the game audio. Because if I leave it plugged into the speaker, I'm worried that since I'm going to be wearing a lavalier microphone, that I'm going to get echo coming in. So that's why I have the headphones as Gax steps away. So yeah, anyways, this was my first test with everything connected with Marble Madness. Yeah, you can see on my computer I've got OBS running to just give it a quick test, but yeah, I think it'll work out nice.
I love your arcade shrine in the background.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one, and that's not the only spot that I've got all that I've got a bunch of frames. You can see I've got a bunch above.
Oh, I can see them above your computer station too.
Oh yeah, yep. All right, so yeah, there we go. There.
Hey, Ray Rock.
Hey.
I am.
Hey.
What's your first game you're gonna do? Do you know yet?
I'll figure that out because I have to. I'm almost done with my now.
Your animations.
Which is delayed because I've got this big trial that's keeping me busy for the next 3 weeks. And then so when I'm done with that, then I want to make actually my video about this project, and then I can start just doing streaming and stuff for fun. That's the plan. Because I'm actually really looking forward to doing this video, but it's going to be kind of a painstaking process because I want to talk about how I got to where how I started out and how some things didn't work and how I came to this solution. I think that'd be kind of interesting since no one's really doing this at this type of level.
Nobody.
They're streaming their super guns. And that's about it. Like no one's got like a portable solution to go from game to game. People are throwing, fighting game tournaments. People are throwing cards like this in the actual cabinet, but that's about it. And you got Teague's weird solution, which I don't think is a legit solution.
Oh yeah, he's been working on that for a long time, right? Didn't he have like a whole board thing that he was setting up to do capture?
Yeah, this huge piece of wood that he mounted everything to, and he was using one of those Chinese, the cheap that I showed you, one of those, and it's just not in my book, it's not practical. I mean, like the quality is not the greatest, but I mean, even if it worked consistently for them, it is not a practical solution because you have to haul that big ass thing around, and on top of that, my big gripe with more than the quality of the video signal was that with those boards, each game requires different finessing to get the signal to lock on perfectly. Those boards are meant to be in one game, and you dial it into that one game and you leave it alone. You know, like if you put an LCD conversion into any of the cabinets, it's not meant to go from cabinet to cabinet. And so when I was first fucking around with it with Toki, I spent hours trying to find the right settings to get to dial in, and when I thought I had it, like I would say once every like X amount of minutes, I would still get a little jitter. It was just enough where I thought I had it right, and then the screen would jump, and I'd be like, this is not fucking practical. And then if I tried a different cabinet or a different game, I would need to fuck with it even more because it's a different signal, different game, especially the classic stuff. Like JAMA might be much more forgiving, but you go to like some of these old classic games, it doesn't matter, Eyes, Miss Pac-Man, Gap Plus, whatever, and they are super finicky. So it is not practical at all. And he actually PM'd me on Clav. I think I told you guys about that.
Yeah, which was sweet.
It was.
Nice.
It was.
Yeah,
I was
sweet
but he didn't respond after I was like, oh, this is the solution I ended up going with. Because I ran into these XYZ issues. But I sent him a nice response, but he never responded after that.
He didn't realize the level of your OCD with these things. It's going to be perfect.
Probably.
It's going to be perfect.
Yeah, he doesn't know how long I spent on Super fucking Hang On. Fuck that game. Yeah. I love it. Fuck it.
Yeah. I hate you. I love you, but I hate you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I gotta. On that note, I need to rock out because I gotta get up in 5 hours.
Oh, that's brutal.
12-hour days at the courtroom. 6 to 6.
Do you have to be up in 3 hours though?
No, but I'm not as young as you are.
Oh, okay, there, Mr. 6 years older.
Yeah. That's a big number. It keeps growing. No. Yeah.
Only place again.
So what movie are we going to talk about next week?
Actually, next week we can talk Black Mirror because me and Carrie are going to watch that this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that might be kind of quick, though, for people because that just came out.
I know. We got to. I have to still watch it. I haven't watched any of them yet.
Yeah.
I only watched
I think we need to give a little more time. At least on Endgame, we gave a couple of months.
Yeah. How many episodes are available right now for Black Mirror? Do they put them all up or just 3?
It's all up. Yeah, and there's only 3 for the whole season, which is kind of a
what?
But they're probably like an hour and a half.
Maybe we'll have a guest on next week.
Only 3 episodes a season? What? That's weird.
Maybe, but you know, a lot of times the Brits will do partial season and then they release more a little bit later. So maybe that will happen.
Well, on the other end, they're all like feature length probably too. You know, their idea of an episode is like what do we consider a feature length movie?
Yeah, they're pretty long sometimes. But that's like a hit show. I mean, that's a big hit for Netflix.
Yeah, it's huge.
People love that show. I mean, I like that show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Go watch Banger Snatch. Okay.
Yeah.
Get a different ending.
I watched
Bandersnatch.
Bang Her Snatch. Yeah.
The sequel.
It's pronounced Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch.
Cumberquatch.
Doctor Strange.
Wimbledon tennis match.
Oh, that's
yeah. Yeah, and you Mark, you gotta watch Good Omens. You're gonna.
Oh, I gotta watch that. Yeah, that actually looks fun to me. Actually, I saw these.
It is, and it's a fun it's something you watch when you want to have some sort of. I mean, it's super clever, but it's on the funny side. You know, sometimes you feel like, oh, I want to have something scary, or but this is on the.
Is this a heaven and hell battle type of thing?
Yeah, of sorts. It's not the apocalypse. It's the destruction of the 4 horsemen, the world going to be biblical.
Oh, okay.
Biblical apocalypse, and in and kind of a telling of the story of what the potential destruction of the world. So it's
Okay.
humorous. It's good. And yeah, mainly from the perspective of an angel and a demon who might be buddies.
That might be buddies, might be friends.
Who might be friends, but maybe wouldn't actually admit to such things. But maybe they enjoy each other's company.
I gotta check out the next season of American Gods too. That was kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah,
that's like a weird show.
I haven't started that one yet.
Okay.
But I'm excited for that one because I read the novel.
So there you go. You got to tell me how it compares, because it's very, you can see the writing in it is pretty crazy but fun.
Well, it's another Neil Gaiman one, right? Because he wrote American Gods.
Did he? Okay, I didn't read the book, so yeah.
Yeah, if I recall correctly.
But I know they were popular. I know I've heard on other podcasts people talking about it and stuff. So anyway, American Gods, you guys watch the first episode. If it doesn't grab you, which I'm sure it will, it's just fucking crazy.
Then Steve will.
Yeah. And that is that.
Just watch one episode. That's all I say, And
speaking of female that absorbs males.
Yeah. So that's Neil Gaiman, and he also is a co-author of he co-wrote Good Omens.
Oh,
so it's a theme. See, that's what I was.
There you go. It felt similar when I saw the trailer. So I'm like, this feels like American Gods to me, kind of, but with angels and devils instead of
and a little more humor. But
okay.
His stuff tends to have have humor in it too.
All right, well, I'll check it out. Do you know what network is that on?
It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay.
Just came out.
I got that.
Yeah.
Most everybody has that.
Yeah.
All right. Should we call it a night?
Yeah.
Long show, 11 o'clock. 8 to 11.
Damn.
You're welcome, everybody.
That's right. 3 hours of entertainment. Well, if you
want to call it entertainment.
There was
exactly.
Okay, so a couple weeks ago we had like ridiculous amounts of arcade talk.
Yeah.
Tonight we had like almost zero. Right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Thank you for coming to the spoilers hangout.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Movie, Marvel.
If we rename our channel Spoiler Hangout, I guarantee we'll get like double the amount of subscribers.
Right.
6 viewers.
So would.
We'll just talk
we
about
might
the
get
ending.
canned.
We'll talk about the ending of arcade games. Spoil it.
Nice.
And
see you, Golden Axe.
I want to say hi to Ryan Tilden, if I'm pronouncing that right. He's a fan of the show. He messaged me yesterday, the day before. If you guys know him on Facebook, he's got an amazing collection and restores he does. Oh, and cool. I'm just saying we need to invite him. I think he'd have some good stories to tell. So,
all right.
Yes, Ryan, what's up?
Is he in our chat? I don't see his name.
He does listen. I don't know if every week.
Okay.
But yeah, if not live, he listens to later recorded. So kind of funny. Like, wonder how many people actually listen to this. We kind of know live-ish, but we don't know non-live, right? So
yeah, I don't think we even have a way to know what those numbers are.
No, we don't. We don't know what our down. Well, Orange Whip hasn't updated our audio only podcast, so it's like
what episode is it on?
Oh god, I think we're like 10 or 12, 20. I think we're 15 or 20 episodes back or something.
Shit.
Orange Whip, get on that.
Okay,
you got so much time.
Yeah, you have all the time in the world.
Last episode, we have views current to date. Last episode, we had 153 views
on YouTube.
That's almost YouTube. 1 million.
But we're asking about the downloads to the other
that we don't have
platforms.
But 127, we almost got 300 views.
Wow!
Orange Whip said on the downloads on the audio only, it was usually close to 400 or so.
Plus tax.
350.
I think Andrew, you saw this today or something. Somebody recently posted on the Arcade Outsiders thread.
I did. I responded to it.
They went back. They were like new, kind of, I guess, and they listened to all 100 episodes.
Yeah, they have like 12 posts, and I think all 12 are in that thread.
And read the entire thread or something like that. I'm like,
crazy people.
Yeah, I'm like,
With time.
That's not going to happen with us, but you never know. You know, somebody will be like, I listened to all 200 episodes.
I can only hope that it never happens.
Yes.
Poor souls.
We'll send you a consolation prize.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this in 2029, there'll be a free beer waiting for you at Grinkers.
Exactly.
That's right. We will buy you a beer.
The new Grinkers location in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. in the
Drinker
future.
17. Yeah.
And speaking of Grinkers, I saw some people saying like this is gonna be my first time going. I've been wanting to go.
Yeah, I've been hearing that.
That's cool.
And Chance from Canadian Arcade, Chance and Joel are coming.
Are they really?
Or Joel or Josh?
I think it's
John.
Three people in their group.
Not John.
Nice.
Oh,
No,
that was John and Josh.
Is it?
Is it John or Josh?
Oh, maybe it's John and Josh. Anyway, no, it's Chance.
Well, it's Chance, but is it John or Josh? Is the other guy?
It's Josh.
Thought the other guy was Jonathan.
It's just Ja.
Yeah. So,
Anyway,
something
they're
with a
coming.
fucking J.
I gotta go, you guys. I'll see you later. Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. Fine, just leave.